The whistle blows, the crowd ignites. Underneath those blazing lights, cleats hit the turf, the battle's on. The roar of fans, the beat of hearts, is where the legend always starts. Friday night, we're burning bright. JG Media brings the fight. Exeter shouts, the mules inside. Friday night lights, so it's our night. Helmets clash, the sparks they fly. Dreams are made beneath the sky. Every play's a shot to shine. The countdown's loud, the tension's real. This is how the champions feel. Friday night, we're burning bright. JG Media brings the fight. Exeter shouts, the mules inside. Friday night lights, so it's our night. Oh, it's our night. It's our night. Friday night, we're burning bright. JG Media brings the fight. Exeter shouts, the mules inside. Friday night lights, oh, it's our night. Whoa, it's our night. It's our night. It's our night. It's our night.
Live on the Muhls Sports Network, it's Muhlenberg Mules Football 2025. Brought to you by Birdie's Inn, 160 Old Friedensburg Road at 5 Points in Exeter, the home of the best burgers in Berks. Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group, the power of choice. Advanced comfort specialists for all of your HVAC needs. And Borelli's Creperie, Deli and Market in Flying Hills. Now to the Muhls Sports Network broadcast booth. Here are your announcers. The boys are reunited and it feels so good. Ryan Lineweaver and Patrick Wider.
Well, good evening and welcome here, football fans. I am Ryan Lineweaver alongside Patrick Wider. Say hi, Pat.
Hey, how are you?
It's been a year.
Yeah, we're back together.
It's been a year.
Reunited and it feels so good. Okay, go ahead.
I disappeared for a year to go cover Why Missing Spartans football. We are not back there this year, which means I am back here in Muhlenberg. So it's Patrick and I, just like it was 2 years ago. And we will have all of that brought here, right here on the Jerry Gelliff stable of networks, including the Muhls Sports Network, which tonight we have an exciting matchup, a rematch between an upset from last year. Yeah, I know my pregame's down for me right now, so I'm just riffing. But a 29-20 victory by Muhlenberg last year. It shocked basically all of Berks County. Muhlenberg coming off a 1-win season the year before, and coming in here against a team with Section 5 championship hopes, and ended up taking them out 29-20 in the first game. So we will have a recap of everything that happened last year, a preview of what's happening this year, preview of the game, of course, and Patrick will have his keys to the game where we get weirder with wider. I'm just going to make that work. But first, we have to pay some love to sponsors. So we'll be back in just a second right here on the Muhls Sports Network.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance Agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088.
All right. So like I said, should be an electric opening night here. All 14 Berks County teams in action tonight. There are 10 games that feature all 14 of those teams. So what a way to start the season. And right now we get to start off with two teams that had a fantastic thriller last August.
Yeah, it was. I remember being there, and it was just an electric environment. It was the first game with their turf, the only game they played at the turf because the turf went bad.
There's a reason that we're at home 8 games this year.
Yeah, the turf, but it was great because they had the brand new turf. The first game for Rob Flowers, and they came out first play. Fred Lacey kickoff return for a touchdown, and they just kind of gutted it out, played well, and found a way to get the win. And it was really impressive. Now I'll never forget. I actually going down to the sideline and seeing how happy those kids were. You know, a lot of these Muhlenberg kids have been on the team last year, and 2-3 years, and they just didn't experience a lot of winning. And for them to go 1-0 on the year. And then to fast forward to win 4 games.
Yeah, I was going to say
year.
they did better than that.
They won 4 games last year. I was at the game that the E-Town game. They lost by like a couple points in overtime. Like they could have very easily won that game. So they were there. Exeter, they put up a lot of points against Exeter, even teams. So and now you fast Flowers, said at meet last year. They've been committed in the weight roster. And I noticed the difference in size with them. Even Cam Small ran for 2,000 yards. He looked even bigger. So I feel like, in a way, they're even more physical and stronger this year.
So talking about Muhlenberg a little bit, we can talk about what both programs are bringing to the table. But mostly, we're the Muhls Sports Network. We're going to talk Muhlenberg. Under Rob Flowers, we're now entering Rob 2 of this era, and it really does look like a complete culture change. 1 year from one victory. Now, a lot of the expectations are that they get over the hump, and they could be somewhere within the district playoff mix, probably on the lower end. We'll temper expectations a little bit, but they went from 4 wins. Xavier Otero said that was William Allen for the championship, but could have done a lot better. We're expecting a couple more wins than last year. We're expecting a big year. So what do you think about that mindset from the Muhls?
I think so too. I think the biggest jump from a program is year 1 to year 2, under a head coach, and you could see it at media day. Like I asked Coach Flowers about the passing game and aerial running of Cam Small and the running of Mikey Miller, and then the receiving ability of Mikey Miller. You're talking about.
They came out last year, shocked the heck out of them. I don't think that quite happened.
Rebounded in 1 Section 5 last year, so they had a really good year even after you losing the Muhls. They lost a lot, but they bring back 4 offensive linemen, and they still have a lot of talented players. And so Coach Harbeck's going to have them ready to go.
What so proudly we held at the twilight, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we walk.
Give him a seam, he's gone.
That
That was a really poor job by Schuylkill Valley and a better job by Muhls blocking it up. I don't even think he got touched.
You know what? It's because I said something. It's because I said that we're not going to see a repeat, and of course the first play from scrimmage is going to be that you saw at the beginning of last year's game. So it is 6-0.
At that, you put him back there, get the ball and go, and that's exactly what he did.
1,000%.
And wow, Schuylkill Valley's feeling themselves, all happy, home game, fired up, and then bam, that takes your momentum out of the way. 13 seconds left to go in the season.
Deja vu all over again, to quote Yogi Berra.
Yep, that was incredible. Oh,
Well, it's difficult to see exactly who is lined up to return here. It looks like Alexander, potentially. It looks like maybe a number 2. We're staring right onto the surface of the sun, and that corner of the field is going to be more difficult as the game goes on here, so just forewarned. As this one a high and around the 20-yard line, and the Mules swarm immediately, a gain of maybe 5 or 6 on the return. It was a short kickoff, but about where you would field it anyway, even if you kicked it deep. So they'll start on about the 26-yard line here for the Panthers. Of the help that they have had in years past. That will be one of the 2 backs out there. Mikey Miller, excellent job in coverage. That one intended for Klinikowski. It was just a short route.
yeah, so they're trying to run like a slant out, and so he throws the out, and it was just Mikey Miller was right there in great position. You know, Mikey Miller and Cam Small are just really good outside linebacker safeties. They just cover a lot of ground, and they take a lot of space away in the flats.
So you have Eletris as your QB out there. This time just one running back in the backfield with him. He will hand it off, cutting up right off the guard. Not much room at all, as swarming that tackle looked to be
Emilio
number
Alvarez.
22. Yeah, I saw Emilio Alvarez pop up out for that.
Yeah, it was number 4, Brandon Pyle.
Yeah, so that was Pyle on the rush. Nothing doing there. No gain on either of these opening plays. We'll bring up, or maybe a gain of 2, I think. They're being generous there with Pyle. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 from the 28. 2 wide receivers split out to either side. Letras, man in motion. Nowhere to go. Muhlenberg all over that as he was swarmed immediately. Quinones was the first one there.
They just
And Cameron Small also on the assist there, but it was Quinones and Small in on the sack.
They just dominated them up front in that series. And, you know, not much you can do there. And no respect for the quarterback. There's zero. They had no free safety. They ran man-to-man and brought 6 men up front. And there really wasn't anything they could do.
Negative 5 yards on the sack for those keeping track at home. Punt is away. It's a high wobbler. Backing up are the Mules. That one, I'm not sure if it was touched or not, but Schuylkill Valley going to let it roll, and it'll roll inside the 20. So might have been a little bit of a mistake there.
You got to run away from that. I mean, 15 was there.
That was Khalid Perez.
Yeah, he's got to run away. He's playing, trying to pick it up. Just run away.
Yeah, you got to get away from that thing. You're letting it bounce.
Yeah, I mean, you're up 7-0. You know, if that ball would have...
Their own 34-yard line, wheel fence take the field here. I'm going to attempt to do this with my sunglasses. Off, which seems like a mistake. 3 guys all standing around there in the backfield. Miller's the man in motion. Handoff up the gut. Small drags a few people with him inside the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 6 right off the bat.
They love that power play. They ran that a ton last year. They're pulling the backside guard, lead up through, and just run the ball. And you get 6 yards, 5-6 yards every time, and that's a good play.
So 6 on the carry for Small right off the bat. It's again Baez in the backfield. He'll hand off once again to Small. Small getting close to that line to gain. And he'll be stopped just shy. We got a couple of loose whistles down here on the field. And it looks like he's going to be about a yard short. So 3 on the run. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
That time it was a zone read, and he there wasn't much there. He was able to stick his head up there and get 3 yards. So 3rd and 1. Maybe run it again, give it to Small.
No, why not? What can it hurt? They do run it back up the gut. This time QB keeper as Baez gets the 1st down.
Yeah, just you gain a blocker, have Small go up there. Small's a good blocker. He's a complete running back, and he can catch the ball as well. So he helped lead up the block there, and you get a 1st down, keep the chains moving.
Got up to about the 48-yard line. Gain of 5 for Baez.
At some point, they're going to come out and try to throw the ball. You got to think at some point down here is Lacey, and you got Mikey Miller in the backfield bringing motion.
This time, swing pass to Small, flag down on the field. This one will likely be coming back. I would imagine it's probably some offensive pass interference for somebody blocking a little too early, but we'll see.
It was Fred Lacey who was holding. Fred Lacey,
There you
you bring Small out, you get him the ball, wide receiver screen, a running back screen, just get him out there, a little flare pass, and you just can't hold there. The kid's coming up, you got to let him go. And he holds him, and that's just like a mental mistake. That's the stuff that Fred Lacey's an incredible athlete, but that's the stuff he's got to linebacker. They can't guard him one-on-one. The receiver out there made a great block, didn't hold, and all you need is him a seam. You just need a little space for Mikey Miller, and he's off to the races.
This is what we expected Mikey Miller to look like 2 years ago. And maybe it was a little overblown, as that one is through for the extra point. Make it 14-0. That was awfully close to getting blocked there on the extra point. There were a number of Panthers all in the vicinity diving at that one. But this is the Mikey Miller that we expected to get going. That swing pass didn't exist for him 2 years ago, and now it does because they have the running game to complement.
Yeah, and think about again being up 14-0.
Well, I wish that we could actually jump to a break here, Chris. We're at 6:06 and we haven't been able to get out there because we're about on the field. That was a 4-and-out here from the offense sputtering here. Muhls last time. Big, gigantic plays. Have them on top 14-0 very early. Gigantic plays. Have them on top 14-0 very early. Miller in motion. The handoff is to Small. They up. Gang tackled after maybe a gain of 2.
Again, running that power play, but a good job by the front. All the big games straight up.
Yeah.
You could see now they're putting 5-6 down linemen. They're going, we're not going to let you run the ball inside. So now it's imperative for the Mules to respond appropriately.
Well, that's when you throw everything's spun down just shy of the 30-yard line, down around the 31.
Yeah, you run the ball much. It's been the kickoff return and the big pass play to Miller. So you're 3rd and 11 here, Ryan. You got 2 plays to probably get.
They're going to give him about. They're going to give him about 5 on that run. He's now 3 carries for 5 on that run. He's now 3 carries for 13 yards. Small 7. You're not kicking a field goal. So here it comes, looking across the middle, off the outstretched hand of before down territory. It's 4th and 11 on the 31. So it certainly looks like they're at least tinkering with the idea of keeping the offense out there. What's the difference between the 31-yard line and the 20 at this point?
Yeah, absolutely.
Offense back out there. Baez
I
has
just
his
throw a
marching
fade.
orders.
Throw a fade. Throw it up there.
Yeah,
Throw a fade. Throw it up there.
let Mikey Miller go get it.
Or Lacey.
Or Lacey. Go throw it to a bin. Look how far back the cornerbacks are off of them, off the side here. They're just daring Baez to throw it. And this time a seam route down the middle. It's intercepted in the end zone. And his teammate will tackle him down as triple foot 3 big body and Fred Lacey. It was but into triple coverage. And that's what I was talking about. That interesting coverage where they're like, all right, he doesn't have the arm strength to throw it out here to Miller out route.
He leads you upfield, and they got a nice gain. Now they're down to the 5-yard line here.
1st down and goal for the Panthers. Their best offensive series so far, and it's come off the back of two of their captains in Eletris, the junior QB. He was out there in the shotgun by himself. And we're
False
gonna have
start.
a flag, and yeah, likely false start with how that was blown dead immediately, and that'll march him back to the edge of the 10-yard line.
False start against Schuylkill Valley. We'll back them up 5 yards.
That makes it real hard. Now you move back, first and goal from the 10 compared to the 5. You know, toughen up here. Have some good red zone defense.
See how Schuylkill Valley breaks the huddle here. They do work with Pyle as the looker to start this one. Little toss play, trying to go wide again. Nice block on the outside. Now it's just a foot race to the corner. And touchdown, Schuylkill Valley. Mikey Miller got pancaked on the edge there. That was an excellent ceiling block by Schuylkill Valley. No complaints there. Miller got pancaked, and it was just a foot race to the corner.
It was a great block. Great plays on this. The same play they opened up with the drive with when they ran toss. They got about 10, 11 yards. So there you go. So, you know, same play, same design. So there you go. So, you know, same play, same design. Just toss out Brandon, and he ran towards the pylon, the corner end zone, and scored a touchdown.
Now you have yourself a ball game. 14-6, looking for the extra point to officially slice that lead in half. Spot is down, the kick is up, the kick is true. It's 14-7. We'll see how the Muhls respond, but before we do, we have live reads now, Pat.
Yes.
Live reads. I've asked Jerry for these for the longest time because I think that they're so much better. That's just personal opinion. Craving the best burger in Berks County, Birdie's Inn at 5 Points in Exeter is where legends are grilled. Juicy fresh beef patties, never frozen, brioche buns, and fresh toppings, no gimmicks, just bold flavor. On the entertainment calendar at Birdie's this week, by the way, Saturday at 7, you got Chuck and Steve Acoustic. UK from 5 to 8. Tuesday from 6:30 to 9:30, it's open mic night. Wednesday, it's Jumpin' Jay's Music Trivia on the deck from 7 to 9. Thursday is Birdie's Thursday Karaoke from 6:30 to 9:30. Friday,
He would bounce it out later. They're trying to take that away, so now you run outside zone, and he would bounce it out later. They're trying to take that away, so now you run outside zone, and he was able to get, you know, the 2 or 3 yards you needed for the first down.
that was the one that they ran before without any success. They got maybe a yard on
Yes.
it because Coley wasn't able to secure that block. Much better job that time, able to spring him for about 6. Miller once again in motion. They don't send anyone with them. They will toss it out into the flat, nearly a one-handed catch. That was not a great throw that time by Baez.
Oh, God, come on.
I guarantee that that is going to be a play that they run again and again and again and again in practice until they get it right. They're just going to keep working on that swing pass.
Well, 2 things that got me a little annoyed there. One, you got to get him the better ball, and Mikey's got to catch that. And the second one, Alexis Cantris right there got a little shoving match with the DB from Schuylkill Valley. Could be a penalty on, I don't know which one, or maybe offsetting. I don't know, but they were a little pushing and shoving after the play.
Well, they didn't offset the first one. We'll see if they do it here. Personal foul, Muhlenberg. And personal foul,
Good.
Schuylkill Valley.
Good.
There we go. We got the offsetting. No penalties. Let's move on with
That's
our
good.
lives.
That's fair.
8:41 remaining here in the second quarter.
I mean, that was a great play design. You got to execute. And you didn't execute, and now you're in a 2nd and 10.
It was now the 3rd time that they've run it. The 2nd time it's been flagged. Or 2nd time it's been unsuccessful. The 1st time for a flag. 2nd incomplete. Just need a little bit better of ball than from Baez there. You can't be throwing it around the knees. It's got to be up around the numbers and just watch him go to work. And that time out in front of Fred Lacey. But we do have a flag down here on the near side.
Pass intended for Fred Lacey falls incomplete.
Let's see what they do here.
I don't think Muhlenberg was set.
Yeah, they're going over here and
Oh,
asking.
no, I don't know. I think there might be a sideline warning.
It's going to be a second.
No.
Nope, there you go.
Okay.
They're going to decline the penalty here.
Yeah, it was legal motion. You got to do
Legal
is
shift. They'll move it to 3rd down.
what you got to do is that's a quarterback's job there. you got to make sure your receivers are set. They go in motion, you got to wait till they're set, and he rushed the snap there. So stuff like that, the little things that Baez, second-year starter, only a sophomore, still kind of learning those jobs.
That was Mikey Miller just beyond the sticks. Would have been a first down. It was a heck of a throw. That one was on the numbers. That was a much tougher throw for Baez than anything that he's thrown the rest of the game so far. Puts it right on the numbers of Mikey, and unfortunately, I'm unable to
What
call
you
it
do
in.
is you sprint out your quarterback. He runs a comeback. So he's running like he's going to run a vert. The DB got to respect Mikey Miller's speed. He comes back. He's wide open. He just drops it. He's got to catch that ball. Great play. Got to catch the ball.
I'm sure that he would argue the same thing. This one, a high spiral. It's going to be fielded by the Panthers at their own 10-yard line. I would have let that bounce, but what do I know? I'm not on the field. That will start off yet another offensive set here for the Panthers, and we will take a quick break in the meantime. When we return, it'll be Panthers football 14-7. Muhls on top here on the road. 8:24 left when we return on the Muhls Sports Network. to 7, Muhls on top. Panthers getting into it here.
Great punt by Fred Lacey,
That was
by
a
the way.
fantastic
Holy
punt by
crap.
Lacey.
That kid, I would have loved to seen him in a punt pass kick competition as a kid, because I bet you could throw it too. We know he can run, and we know he can. That was an
I bet he can
unbelievable
do
punt.
all three.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable punt. It was so high, and he pinned it right there. It was perfect.
I'm not quite sure what they were thinking by fielding it at the 10. And let it bounce and just let it. Let's see where it bounces.
High school kids.
Maybe
man,
it goes through the end zone. Like, once you're at the 10, don't they normally teach you, you stand at the 10, if it goes over your head or if it's going to bounce right by you, you move out of the way, you
At
let
least
it
he
bounce.
didn't run.
At least he didn't run towards it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Schuylkill Valley can make things interesting here as they will toss it deep. They're going to have a chance and just overthrown. They were looking for Brandon Pyle running that route all the way down the sideline, trying to sneak one over the top, but it was well covered that time.
One thing
by
you're
number
noticing
16.
is their two players are Pile 4 and Cam off number 34. They're featuring them in the passing game and the running game, and so they put them outside. They take a shot. Not a bad idea. You get your DBs to think from the Muhls that they might take a shot here and there.
That was Rebenz out there on the coverage. Well done by him, sticking with. They'll go 2 in a stack formation out here on the left-hand side. Now man in motion. This time, toss play to the right-hand side. They'll follow that motion. And this time, the Muhls were prepared. And it's taking a peek at who that was. I think that was also Cameron Small,
Yes.
coming down from his outside linebacker position, reading that well.
He came screaming down. Cam off and him met in the hole. He tackled him. He said, hey, you tackle me on when I run the ball. Now I'm tackling you when you run the ball.
Yeah, I think that was Pyle on the toss play. They liked
No,
running
it's
that.
Cam off.
Or was it Cam off?
Yeah, yep.
Well,
I got you.
there we go. Thank you for catching that one.
Their numbers are kind of hard to see.
They're really difficult to read.
Yeah, I
This is
get you.
a sports information director's nightmare. Red numbers on black jerseys with barely a white outline around the numbers. And we got some whistles here on
What's
the
this?
field. It looks
Timeout?
like it's going to be a timeout taken by Schuylkill Valley. And that comes with 7:34 remaining here in the second. Chris is still playing around with some of our settings here, trying to make things look pretty for you. Trying to stop any stuttering that we might have on YouTube. We'll
You want some
stay
scores?
with it right here. Yeah, you got scores? We need scores.
Oh, okay.
Let's get some scores.
What do they call it? The Pig Iron Bowl?
Pig Iron Bowl. Yeah, you got
35
Exeter
nothing.
Daniel Boone.
35-0 first quarter.
What did I what did I put in our group chat
Oh,
earlier
geez.
this week?
Don't say it.
You were like, "Oh, what do you call that? The Pig Iron Bowl?" I'm like, "What do you call that? The oh my gosh, it's 52-0 already bowl." We're pretty close. 35.
Lancaster Catholic 20, Camp Hill 7.
Oh, that was a game nobody asked for.
Hempfield 7, Dallastown 3. I'm just reading games on my feed.
Could you find something that's Mike Drago related?
Okay, I
All right,
will.
all
Hang
right,
on.
all right.
Sorry. I got to get my computer up.
I mean, we don't need to know. Mike's here with us tonight, so he'll be reporting on this game. Yeah, they said Mikey Miller going 62 yards for that one.
Here we go. Third down.
3rd down and 13, pinned back against their own end zone. QB keeper, nothing fancy there. Linebackers converge. She gets above the 10-yard line, and that'll do it. It'll be 4th down. And punt upcoming here for the Panthers.
Emilio Alvarez is a tackling machine at inside linebacker. Great job. Just read it, came down, made the tackle. Smart defense. They played in it too high. Cover 2, cover 4 look. We're not going to get beat deep. Good job by the DC. Good job by the defense. Now you get a big stop. Now let's get the ball back and try to get some momentum on offense.
Gain of about 4 for Eletras on that one. 4th down and 8 from the 11. Inside 7 minutes to play in the first half.
Oh!
That
Yes,
one goes
a
up
safety!
and over the punter's
Safety!
head. 2 free points for the Mules.
Yes! Safety! A bit nice if we could have tackled him and then got maybe a touchdown. If it would have fell on a mule, he could have got the ball. But we'll take the 2 free points. Yes.
Saw that
Safety! Safety Mules!
You weren't with me last year, but that was eerily familiar to Wyomissing playing Southern Columbia, who they open up against this season as well. Southern Columbia, one of the best 2A teams in the state. They actually finished 7-5 last year. They had a really down year. Wyomissing this time going to Southern Columbia. Anyway, point is, that game, Southern Columbia eventually had to stop punting the football, and they actually started moving. Like, basically, their quarterback was also their punter at the time, so they would move him up so he wasn't nearly as far back, and they would just try to hike it to him almost normally and just do quick punts because they could not handle almost every single time it was up and over. Chris probably remembers that game. That led to just a wild swing. Wyo went way out in front, and Southern Columbia never had a chance in that one. But, yeah, it seems to be opening night jitters, back-to-back years here for both Chris and I on the broadcast. Not that anyone cares about Wyo.
They gave him 18. They should be 16.
That is not a 4-point play. That is a 2-point play. Last time I checked, safeties are 2. I'm sure they'll fix it at some point in time. It's now a 9.2 possession ball game for the Mules, which is really nice to say.
Thank you, sir.
Got a guy down here yelling that it's 16.
Oh, get it to Lacey.
This one is to Fred Lacey. Fred Lacey will get wrapped up just shy of the 45, which is where the Mules will start, now up by 9.
Does he play basketball?
He does not, believe it or not.
With
Not
his
that I'm
size?
aware of,
Ooh.
anyway. Mikey Miller does.
Yeah. I bet you he's a good basketball player. He's so quick. Oh, Lacey's down.
Muhlenberg will start off at their own 45.
Lacey is down.
Hope it's just a cramp.
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks like he's grabbing at his calf. That would indicate cramp to me. And he's not writhing in pain or anything like that. And they are just trying to kind of massage out that upper calf, but also that knee area. So we'll keep an eye on that. Mercifully, the sun has gone down here in the northwest corner of the stadium.
Yeah, I can take my hat off now. All right, I got better scores. You want better scores?
Better scores would be great. Now you got Mike Drago pulled up here. You got Lancaster online.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, what do you want to know? All right, here we go.
Berks County preferably, but let's
Berks
go
County.
any Lancaster
Lower
11 in the league.
Dolphin,
You can just roll
14,
right through it.
Cedar Crest 13.
There you go.
Dallastown 7, Hempfield 3. Covered Mifflin. There you go, Berks 14, Pleasant Valley 7, Solanco 14, and Peter Stroudsburg 10. Kutztown 7, Fleetwood 7, Manheim Central, 28, West Philly 16, Warwick 14, Haven Grove 0. Conrad Weiser, 7. Abington,
Yeah, that's an interesting
7.
game there.
And Octorara, 14. Hamburg, 0.
That's a really interesting game, the Weiser-Abington. We'll see how Weiser responds after going undefeated in the regular season last year and then getting walloped once they hit districts. Handoff, quick handoff that time to Small. Small is popped right on the ball around the 50-yard line. Spins forward to the 49.
They went back.
Gain of 6.
They went back to the inside run there, and he got about 6-7 yards. So good run there for the Mules.
8 carries, 38 yards for Small so far. Yeah, but that'll be really interesting to see how they return because they ended up playing. Who did they end up playing in districts? It wasn't Hempfield. They ended up playing not McCaskey. Good Lord. The Catholic went out by Harrisburg. Good Lord. He's backing his way in. This time is Small. Small still with 3 people wrapped around him. He's finally drugged down around the 41. Gain of 8.
That was unreal. He looked like a Houdini there. I mean, I don't know how he did. He went frontwards, he went backwards, went frontwards, and got about 6-7 yards. I mean, that's what I mean. He's just a special back. He just, always is moving his legs. Always, he's got to squat so much because he's all legs and he never stops churning.
Bishop McDevitt was the team that I was looking for. This time, the handoff to Small going up the gut gets about 1. It'll bring up 2nd down.
At some point, you got to think they're going to go back to the swing pass to Miller. He scored a touchdown on it. It was open a couple other times. You got to think at some point you go back to that.
So I'm intrigued to see what they work off of that play now that you've seen it work and you've seen it work multiple times. And now I can hear myself in my mic. Oh, my gosh. Where has that been all game? 2nd down and 8. This time looking to pass, looking down the seam, up and over Coley's outstretched arms. Baez had him. He had a wide open seam there, just once again running right down the hash marks, unable to connect.
It's the ultimate cat and mouse game. They're trying to take the running game away. Your best player is a running back. He's trying to get it going, but you're still trying to pass the ball and trying to develop this sophomore quarterback. So it's like a work in progress. I still think Small is going to pop on one of these plays. In the second, third quarter, he's going to pop one. He is such a special running back.
It's inevitable.
And you get him to the next level, he's gone. And so I think eventually he will pop one of these. So you keep giving it to him, but at the same time you want to throw the ball because they're really trying to take the run away.
And it's not like they haven't had receivers open. They've just misfired on the last 4 this time around. Started with the interception that was basically a punt, and then 3 straight incompletions from Baez, as he is now 3 for 7 for 73 yards.
But the problem was on the last drive, he threw a perfect ball, and Mikey Miller just dropped it. So it's the timing still. It's the timing. It's
opening night.
Baez throwing the ball, yes. And you can work on it all summer long, all off season. I'm going to work on air, 7-on-7. But you're going 11-on-11 now, first game. It's different. And I think Baez, by week 8 or 9, will be a different quarterback.
I'm sure.
And
you can see it here. Yes. You can see that they have space. Like, if not for slightly overthrowing it to Coley there, Coley was wide open. He would have been down the seam, could have potentially scored a touchdown there if he outran everyone, but he was open. There was nobody within a couple of yards of him. Could have had it. The same thing with Coley out here, got it right on his hands. He got Mikey Miller on his hands. Got Mikey Miller right between the numbers. So it's not that he hasn't necessarily had awful throws. It's a lot of timing stuff, and that's going to come with more reps, more games. And you're right. Towards the end of the season, I think that we look at a completely different Baez here at starting quarterback. Looking back this time, finds a nice little route across the middle there. Slipping one tackle was Cantris. And he's inside the 20, inside the 15. Alexis Cantris, the senior wideout, gets his first catch of the evening.
That was awesome. That's one of my favorite pass plays.
It's just a little drag route.
You drag him across, okay? You bring the tight end over top. So it's a high-low read. You hit him. Great throw by Baez and strike. Now you're in the red zone.
Gain of 25 that time. They will hand off to Mikey Miller. Miller is inside the 10, give or take. Maybe about 5 for him.
That's the first time we've seen that. They put 2 people in the backfield, and they fake like they're going to hand the ball off the small outside, and Mikey Miller ran like a power back.
Yep.
Not much there, about 3-4 yards, but a good design there. They're in their bag right now calling some good plays.
Yeah, almost like a triple option type play that time where you have a couple of different options. This time they go outside to Fred Lacey. Lacey trying to make a few people miss, but rather than bouncing it outside, he tried taking it back to the inside, and that's where all the players are.
I used to coach receivers. I'd be like, go outside, young man. Go outside. There's less people. He's going
There's more
inside.
green. There's
No,
more
go
green.
outside.
You're looking
He
for
goes
green,
inside.
not for black.
Yes. And he's learning. Lacey's learning.
Yeah.
That's something he's got to learn.
Nice completion for no gain. This time Baez looking corner of the end zone, sprinting towards it, diving attempt by Small. And I think that was out of reach that time. I'm not sure if Small was quite intending on that coming his way, but they tried the fade pattern. Small needed to scamper a little bit faster to the corner of the end zone.
They're
just
trying to
out
run
of
the
his reach.
corner route. So what they're doing is Small is they put him on the line of scrimmage as a receiver, and he ran the corner route. And I think if he would have held it another split second through it, he would have been wide open. He threw it a little too early, and he got kind of tripped up. I don't think pass interference, incidental contact, and they weren't able to score. But good drive, kick the field goal, and extend your lead.
In comes Derek Schupp. Coley with the hold. Schupp looking to make it 19-7. Spot is down. The kick is up. The kick is true. 19-7. Muhls now with 4:25 remaining here in the first half. Got a commercial for us, Chris? Now's a good time to take one. As the Muhls, they just put 6 up on the board. It's 19-7. Trust me on this. 4:25 remaining here in the first half. It'll be Schuylkill Valley's football when we return on the Muhls Sports Network.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088.
There you go, that rousing dun for Derek Schupp kicking off here. This one towards the corner, it'll actually bounce back inbounds, slipping a couple of tackles this time up around the 20, getting drugged down around the 23, give or take. Is hard to see exactly who it was.
Pyle.
Was it Pyle?
Pyle was a runner. Now, I would.
Walking a little gingerly after that, by the way. I'm not sure if somebody stepped on his shoe or if he's got something going on with his ankle, but a little ginger coming off the field.
Now, I would.
Not a redhead, gingerly, I should say, the adverb.
Now, much better special teams this year. I can see it. They made a field goal. They did get the benefit of the safety. You could just see the special teams are way better. Last year was okay. The year before was a disaster in special teams.
This time throwing out into the flat. Nothing doing. Nice quick play, but eerily reminiscent of the Muhls from a couple years ago where defenses were just swarming the line of scrimmage. And those quick passes just not going to cut it.
Cameron
excellent
Small.
job.
That was Cameron Small playing the flat, gets off a block, tackles him for no gain. Pyle's a little gingerly, like you said. He's a little,
Yeah.
He's a good football player for sure, so they're going to get him back out there.
Probably just needs to rub a little bit of dirt on it or turf on it or rubber pellets on it, I guess, in this case. 2nd down and 10 now for the Panthers. Good opportunity for them to try to get on the board. They will hand the ball off, and once again, just stopped at the line of scrimmage. Whoo, boy, that was all Cooper Burr. Speak of the devil, right on time. He stood him up right at the line of scrimmage and refused to let him go.
Logan Kamoff loses about 1 on the carry.
Kameroff losing a 1 on the carry.
Yeah, they're trying to run the ball outside there with Cam off, and great job by Bird just reading it, come upfield, and making the play. Again, I'm going to tell you what Rob Flowers said. Rob Flowers said we were the weakest team in the state. They committed in the weight room. You could see it. They're so much more physical on both sides of the ball, and that's weight room, working your butt off for 9 months in the weight room, and they seem like a stronger, more fit team this year.
3rd down and 11. I would not anticipate this is 4-down territory, so make or break here for the Panthers. If you're a Schuylkill Valley fan, you're hoping that they convert here and keep the clock churning, and instead you're going to get it's either encroachment or false start, and it will be encroachment. We'll make it 3rd and 6 instead.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
A little more manageable 3rd down now for Schuylkill Valley. I wonder if they try to run the quarterback, sprint him out, something like that. He's a good athlete. He struggled a little bit sitting in the pocket and throwing the ball. So can he, make a run, sprint out, something like that?
Well, 3rd down and 6, a lot more manageable now as the clock ticks inside 3 minutes. This time a little toss play coming all the way across. This is going nowhere as the Muhls absolutely blow that up in the backfield. Not a chance. Not even a little chance. Jeffrey Collado, if you want to talk about a basketball player, there's one for you. Jeffrey Collado tracking that one down. They were not fooled in the slightest.
Yeah, so they run the jet, and Collado came right up, and Mikey Miller came up right up. They were not tricked at all. Great job. One of the things Rob Flowers said was Collado is a great athlete. He committed to playing guard this year, offensive guard. He's starting at guard. So as a selfless guy, I'm going to go do what's best for my team.
Usually plays forward when he's on the basketball court. This one will take a bounce around the 45, and now the Muhls will just watch that one continue to trickle down their direction. It's getting out of the way that time was Caleb Perez. One of 5 different returners they have listed here on the Muhlenberg lineup. I'll stop the clock with 1:58 and a chance here for the Muhls. It also looks like we're going to have a potential holding penalty down here, and we'll see. It will be on the return team, so they will have to walk some of this back. I'm sure Schuylkill Valley will just say, yes, thank you. We will take whatever yardage we can get here. Well, they'll march them back.
Well, fans just said there should have been a face mask too, so.
Well, the fans always know best. So,
all right, let me
I'll
set
leave it
the
at that.
scene here, Ryan. 1:58 left to go. Don't do anything stupid. You're up 19-7. You get all the momentum in the world. Run the ball, safe passes. Don't turn the ball over. Worst thing that happens, you run the clock out or you punt the ball back to them. You go in the half 19-7. If you pop a run, pop a pass, great. But nothing fancy. Just keep it straightforward here.
Certainly a little bit different than last time. Muhlenberg could almost match their point total from the last meeting, as this time the run up the gut. Not an awful lot going on.
They brought Lacey in motion and ran jet, and he kind of hesitated there. You got to keep running that outside, and he got no gain. So good job by the Schuylkill Valley defense. So you're 135 and counting here. I'd run the ball 2 more times. It would probably take you down the rest of the time because they have 2 timeouts left, so they could stop at 1 time, Schuylkill Valley.
It does not seem like Schuylkill Valley is intrigued at that prospect because this clock continues to wind. You would think that if they were interested in stopping the clock and trying to preserve some time, that they would do so now. They are all over the run game, as the Muhls have shown zero propensity to want to put the ball into the air, and now they will finally take a timeout. The 1:05 remaining, 3rd down and 11. So I believe that was Small getting wrapped up.
Yeah, like I said, the theme of the game is, big plays by the Muhls, but other than that, they haven't done much on offense, and they're shutting down Cameron Small.
Small has had an uneven game, let's put it that way. Started off, it's either been boom or bust, that he's either run for 6, 8, 12 yards, or he's been stopped for -1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. There's been no happy medium. It's not a consistent output. It's been either boom or bust, that he's getting half of what he needs to gain on his first run, or he's getting tackled right at the line. There's nothing in between there.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Schuylkill Valley's defensive coordinator, defensive staff have done a good job. They said, we're not going to let you run inside. And so I think the Mules are doing a good job calling the offense. It's just about executing. They're trying to get the ball outside. They're trying to throw the ball. It just comes down to executing for the Mules. And here again, be smart. They have one timeout. I'd run it again. Make them use their last timeout. You punt it back with 55 seconds, a minute left. Play good defense, go in the half, 19-7.
You know, the funny thing is, this is about the same production that you got out of Cameron Small last year when they played in the upset. Cameron Small,
Yes.
right now, 11 carries, 47 yards. That is about half of his total from last time, where he had 21 carries, 88 rushing yards. So we're not terribly far off the beaten path here, as that time he gets swallowed up in the backfield, and we'll be right around halfway to that. Mikey Miller had 136 rushing yards last year against this Schuylkill Valley team, including a 29-yard tutty. It'll be 4th down and 12 as Small loses another yard. So you have 12 for 46 right now for the Bell Cow. 59.1 seconds remaining here. Looks like they will take a timeout. I don't know what I guess you can't go home with them, and you're not going to use them here on defense, so you may as well just make sure that you get everyone on the same page for this punt deep in your own territory.
Yeah, I think
it's a smart timeout.
Yeah, Schuylkill Valley, I think, called the timeout. Yeah, they did, because they had one.
Would have been a smart timeout for Muhlenberg to take, too.
Yeah, so, look, this is what your Rob Flowers. You're telling them right now.
No mistakes.
No mistakes.
No
lazy.
over your head.
Catch your 6'4".
Yep.
You shouldn't overshoot him. Get it and just get a nice punt. Get down there, field it, and let's play some defense.
We'll see if Schuylkill Valley decides to send a little bit and create a little bit of pressure here, because Lacey's going to be inside his own 10-yard line to punt it away, almost at his own 5. His heels right on top of that 5-yard line. Doesn't look like they're going to send. Got a little bit off the right-hand side. Another good punt. Bounces at the 50. Now around the 40. Still trickling inside the 35. And it'll be picked up inside the 30 at the 28.5. Another nice punt there by Lacey. That was inside his own 5-yard line that he booted that one, and it took a very nice about 20-yard roll that time. Bounced at the 50 and rolled inside the 30.
I can watch Fred Lacey punt all day, man.
I mean, I have other things to do. Your point's taken, though. I have other things to do than watch punting, but.
Okay, here you go. I'm going to move on. Jeez. Hey, Jim Tressel, Ohio State former head coach, said the punt was the most important play in football.
It's the field shifter, man. It's the perpetual field shift. Wow, these windows are very inconvenient to call games standing up. This Fig Newton sticker is inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newtons. 54.6 seconds left. That was a really bad Ricky Bobby attempt. 19-7 right now. Quick toss into the flat, 1st down here for the Panthers, and scooting out of bounds to stop the clock with 50.3.
Smart play by Schuylkill Valley. You know, Muhlenberg's playing their cover 4. Keep everything in front of you. Don't get beat over the top. I think Schuylkill Valley has 0 timeouts left. Now the scoreboard says 2, but I'm pretty sure it's 0.
Scoreboard has barely been right all day, so. 2-possession game. Schuylkill Valley playing their cards right here inside a minute. Have a chance at slicing that. This time going down the right sideline off the fingertips. Whew, that would have been trouble.
When you run that cover 2, that's the hole right there. If you can get it between the corner and the safety.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he's trying to do. It's a good call. Just, good defense by the Mules are right there. But that's exactly where you want to throw it.
Oh, 1,000%.
Good ball.
Yep.
We call that the honey hole.
You're just waiting for that safety to slowly make his way over and hopefully be a little bit behind the cornerback. You can just pop it right into that little pocket. Still in the 40-yard line, 46.8 remaining. Second down and 10. Letras looking, pulls it. Yeah, you want to talk about spun down. He did a complete 360 that time. And he gets maybe 2 yards, and they will be forced to take a timeout due to the keeper. Not sure if
What?
that's what I would
thought they
have.
were out of timeouts. Why is the clock stopped?
Well, now they ticked off a few more seconds to make it
The clock should be
39.8.
running. Oh, they did call penalties. My bad. I didn't see the penalty. It was a face mask.
Well, there you go. There's a penalty. And they also took it down to 1 timeout remaining for Schuylkill Valley. Face mask against Muhlenberg.
Again, penalty.
And
You had the holding, they moved it back, so you had a harder punt, and now you got to hold it. Yeah, you got a face mask. The little hitting yards that Muhlenberg gives up.
And I'm assuming that's why Eletris was spun down in the manner that he was an obvious face mask. That's usually a telltale sign. Sitting back once again, quick throw. That one incomplete, in and out. Wouldn't have amounted to anything anyway. Probably a really good thing that he dropped it. Stops the clock with 37.5. They also have it as first down and 43 yards to go up there on the scoreboard. So, sketchy. That's all I'm saying. Little sketchy.
Little hometown cooking.
Now it's first and 10. Why would you make it first and 43 if it was hometown cooking? First and 10 on the 40.
Second and 10.
Now they're on the 43. That's what they wanted to do. Second down and 10. Man in motion. They will fake the jet sweep that time. They crash outside. They'll throw to that side and broken up. Excellent job. No flags that time. That's a fantastic job by Cameron Small. Small, probably not all that great in coverage. He's an outside linebacker for a reason. And that time just tracking that ball really well, got his hand out in front. Excellent job by Small.
I think Cameron Small could play coverage, but I think they want him up there because he's a good tackler and he plays well in space. But yeah, that was a great coverage by him for sure.
Double covered. Small was just all over it. Trips left. Empty backfield. They'll throw it. Little slant pattern there, and once again, gets you a couple of yards. Not much else.
They call timeout, I guess. What is it? Oh, holding on.
And now you got holding against Schuylkill Valley, so I will erase that completion
Move him back.
and push him back. That's why the clock keeps stopping.
Nothing behind you. Keep everything in front of you, and you're in perfect shape to go 19-7 half. Nothing behind you, Mules. Keep everything in front of you.
They're out that dime package. You got Mikey Miller out there. Miller was roaming around at safety. He's still out there as a strong safety, and you can see how low he is currently. Pushing down into the box. 3 along the line here for the Mules. Everyone else back in coverage. They're going to chuck this one deep, and it is almost picked off, almost caught, and then finally falls harmlessly to the ground. That was the second one that should have been intercepted here by the Mules.
Joseph Rabbits with right there almost had a pick.
Almost had a pick. Ribbons Joseph with the deflection. And then it looked like it was almost going to be caught off the deflection, and then finally to the ground. It'll make it 4th down. 3.4 seconds left. I would not punt this anywhere even remotely close to anybody in a white jersey.
Well, the Mules are leaving their defense out there. Oh, my God.
That one bounces out to the punter. Yeah, they were leaving the defense out there. Bounces at the 20, the 10, and picked up at the 3. And that will do it here for the first half. Deja vu all over again here in Leesport as a 90-plus yard kickoff return by Lacey started this one off the same way that had started last year in the 29-20 upset. This time, the Muhls really giving it to the Panthers right now, 19-7. You got the big kickoff return, you got the big pass to Mike Miller, you got the safety, and then you got a field goal out of another good drive that they had. And the Muhls are cooking with a little bit of gas here. And most importantly, might I add, the defense holding them to 7.
Yes, they're doing a great job.
We will take a quick break here. We're going to take our halftime break. We will be back with some halftime scores and more when we return. But at least for now, 19-7, Muhlenberg leading at the break. We'll have more when we return on the Muhls Sports Network.
You're watching the Muhls Sports Network on Jared Gallup Media. At Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market, they keep it simple. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious. In the mood for a hoagie? Choose one from the menu or tell them what you want. A hot sandwich or a cheesesteak? They've got that covered too. Lunch meat for a family gathering? They have it fresh cut to order. Craving Italian? There are imported specialties you won't find anywhere else. Along with drinks, chips, snacks, and hot or cold brewed coffee in caramel, French vanilla, and hazelnut flavors. That's Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market. 15 Village Center Drive in Flying Hills. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance Agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088.
What's next is not for the faint of heart. See all manner of curious creatures and furious oddities. Part 2 Freaks kicks off with incantations from Cirque du Soleil. Britney Spears' 2008 release Circus ups the unsettled ante of avarice. Freak Flag from the Broadway spectacle Shrek celebrates the outsider, the geek, and the weirdo in all of us. And closing this celebration of eccentricity is 2014's Melbourne bounce legend Freaks by Timmy Trumpet and Savage.
Today was up at East Bend, and there's a guy that's always there, and he's sort of like new and whatever. I see that's Joey and that stuff. They said he was in plain clothes and was being escorted out.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Just surrender because you feel the feeling taking over. Tell me, where do you want to go? This is The Greatest Show. The anthemic masterpiece from the hit 2017 film, The Greatest Showman. We celebrate the embracing of individuality, finding a community of value and acceptance, and pursuing one's dreams regardless of societal expectations. Join us in the final act of our circus transformation.
The autism pretty bad, and this is the other one. He loves Lucy. Of Jordan. Maybe I see. Well, so that's him. He just had his wisdom teeth taken out, and his mom goes, "He looks like J.D. Vance."
Oh, look at that timing. Chris coming right on that crescendo. That is expert producing there by the birthday boy. We got cupcakes and everything here. We're not going to sing on air for him, but I did have a really nice cupcake here because I didn't have dinner. And it came with a little school bus ring, which I'm going to keep, I think, for posterity. So I'll always have that to remember this game by. That's where that comes. So we're going to take a peek here at what we got going on for the scoreboard. I guess the scoreboard is on Lancaster Online, so we can run through the scoreboard here really briefly. Conestoga Valley leading Penn Manor 21-0. Manheim Township over Cumberland Valley 7-0. And again, these are whenever they update Lancaster Online, so it may not be the most up-to-date scores, but it's the most up-to-date ones that we have without jumping through hoops. Dallastown over Hempfield 7-3. Lower Dauphin over Cedar Crest 21-7. John Bartram over McCaskey 14-0. Wilson, our Wilson here in Berks County, over Cheltenham 14-0. Phoenixville leading Reading 21-0. Obviously, you know the score of this one, 19-7. Exeter over Daniel Boone, holy vey, 64-0. That might be at halftime. So, is that at home or is that in Birdsboro? Because we're at Birdsboro in 2 weeks for Boone. That one's in Exeter. So, yeah, 64-0. Ooh. Great for Exeter, bad for Boone. Ephrata leading Red Lion 24-6. Palmyra and Lebanon in a barn burner of epic proportions. I've never seen a score like this. I'm just kidding. It's 0-0. That one not terribly surprising from Lebanon's end. I've seen Palmyra play a couple years ago. Obviously, they're probably vastly different. It's a little surprising. Mifflin over Pleasant Valley 14-7. Lampeter Strasburg over Solanco 24-20. Fleetwood over Kutztown 21-14. Mannheim Central over West Philadelphia. The born and raised out there like Will Smith. They were 28-16. 28-0 Warwick leading Avongrove. Notre Dame Green Pond over Garden Spot 14-3. Weiser leading Abington 21-14, and a really interesting one to keep track of. Octorara leading Hamburg 14-0. Twin Valley taking it to Berks Catholic 39-3. Middletown over Donegal 7-0. West York currently quadrupling Elko 28-7. Northern Lebanon leading Pine Grove 28-0. Wyomissing leading Southern Columbia in a matchup between two excellent programs, two historic programs. One of them obviously being Wyo and 4A, the other one being Southern Columbia, who is fantastic at the 2A level. So we'll see how that ends up finishing up. Lancaster Catholic over Camp Hill 29-7. Pequay Valley over Delaware County Christian 16-6. Annville Cleona over Biglerville 15-3. And Eastern New York beating up on Columbia 35-0. And then tomorrow you got Cocalico at E-Town. That kickoff at 10 a.m.
Well, a couple thoughts.
C-Town not have lights?
I don't know. A couple thoughts. Lebanon
hasn't won a game.
Hasn't won a game in what, 4 or 5 years?
It's been real bad. I think that they're crossing if they haven't already, they're getting close to crossing the 50-game threshold.
Then you have Phoenixville beating up Reading. That's who the Muhls play next week. So that's an
a good
interesting
sign.
matchup for the Muhls. So, yeah, some real interesting games. Nothing real shocking, right?
No, not too much. Nothing way out of bounds that otherwise would shock you a little bit.
Well, let's talk about this half. I thought, Muhlenberg obviously started with a bang. Fred Lacey kickoff return for a touchdown, and then Mikey Miller with the touchdown. And then, they let Pequay Valley kind of crawl back in it. They had that great drive to go down and make it 14-7. And then after that, the Mules got the safety, and then they got the field goal. So they're up 19-7. Good half, I'd say. A couple of things I'd say is got to clean up the penalties. I don't know how many penalties there were. Did you get that?
I did not. I was
think
not
about
keeping track of
7 or
those.
8.
I have a hard enough time trying to
Yes.
keep track of
I think
stats
7
while I'm
or
doing
8.
play-by-play.
I would guess
let
7 or-
alone keeping track of penalties. But, yeah.
I would guess 7 or 8 penalties. And
It was up there. There was
Yeah,
some offsetting. There were a couple of big personal foul penalties that ultimately didn't really come back to harm Muhlenberg all that much. But again, this is something that a couple of years ago when I was calling with Darren, we saw it with Exeter. That like the early games, while they're still trying to find their feet, they were creating a lot of penalties in the process. And those are all things that we were like, at the time, we were like, hey man, you got to clean those up when you're playing the big teams. Now's your time to get all of that stuff out of the way. Get it out now. Get it out while you have a lead, while you're a little bit comfortable right now with a two-possession game. Get some of that stuff out now. It'll be a lot easier to have that conversation if they win and after the game, I'm sure. But you don't want that type of stuff lingering around throughout the entire season. Better teams will punish you when you make mistakes like that.
Well, and the thing is, I think with Coach Rob Flowers, getting to know him the last year, his teams play with an edge, for sure. And there's that line.
When they were in DB, yeah.
Yeah, there's that line that you can see he motivates his guys. They play with an edge. And that's fine. Play with an edge, play with the chip on your shoulder, but you got to know when to not get that personal foul. Be smart. I will say, I mentioned this earlier, I think their special teams are way improved. The last 2 years ago, their special teams were atrocious. They couldn't even snap the ball to the punter. Last year, it was a little better. This year, way better. Punt, Lacey, good punter. They gave the one kickoff return, was a good return. But next time they came back, they bottled them up. They made a field goal, which is positive. So a lot of positives there. Defensively, you gave up one drive. Other than that, you're shutting them down. Offensively, if you just, could run the ball a little more, hit a couple pass plays, you're going to walk away with this victory. So just doing a couple things more on offense, and you're in really good shape to come away and get this W.
Honestly, I've been really impressed by the defense so far. Now, they've struggled with Pyle a little bit in that speed bouncing to the outside. I'm sure that's something that they're going to tackle here during halftime, trying to be like, hey, we need to contain better on those toss plays. Like, once it's a toss, you need to contain the outside, bring it back inside, feed them towards more white jerseys, and try to contain him that way, because Pyle does have 4 carries, 36 yards. He has that touchdown that he scampered to the corner where he outraced everyone to the pylon. So, certainly they have some issues there that they will need to tighten up. But I think one of the more surprising things when we were going back through, now we didn't really get to talk about Schuylkill Valley all that much and what they had going on. We talked about Logan Kamoff a little bit, how he was Section 5 linebacker of the year in All-State selection, had 193 tackles. He holds the program career tackling record by more than 70 tackles. Before last year, Schuylkill Valley only had one All-State pick ever in their school's history, and then they finally had one again last year. So we were assuming, last year they had 3 of them, by the way. So we were assuming that Kamoff was going to be a very large factor in this game, because on the offensive side of the football, he averages 6.3 yards per carry last year. He was a guy that Coach Harbach said that when we need 2 yards, he's going to get it for us. And they have not really gone his way. We talked a little bit pregame about how they return a whole bunch of starters. They return a whole bunch of offensive line guys. They have Noah Sonan and they have Nicholas Moyer. One of them's an all-league tackle. They had 4 starters come back, and they just haven't really been able to get anything going with a key player like Kamoff. He has 3 carries for 1 yard so far.
Well, I think the real positive last year for the Muhlenberg defense was boom or bust. They would get a tackle for loss and then give like a 60-yard run. This year, they're much more sound. You see it. The linebackers are gap filling a lot better. The D linemen are playing straight up well. The DBs aren't getting beat. I see a mature defense. Last year, they would make some spectacular plays, but they give up the big play. They were prone to the big play. Not this year so far in a half of football. Make them drive.
It's one half of football, Pat.
Make them drive the field. Even on that drive, that was a great drive by
That's all
Schuylkill
been
Valley.
great so far.
But you make them drive the field. And so let's do the same thing. Make them take a 12-play drive. Because I don't know if Schuylkill Valley can do that 2 or 3 times more times in this game. I don't think they can just go drive.
And that drains the clock, too.
Yes.
Especially at this level, that clock keeps churning. Those long drives just burn time off the clock, and it's time that Schuylkill Valley doesn't have down by 12. Now they have an entire half of football. We'll see how this plays out. As the Muhls getting ready to kick it away. Have a Birdies read here coming up. Inform me about all of the wonderful events that they have going on. Yes, and burgers. Shupp lines it up. booted to the near corner here, fumbled a bit around the 10, picked up by Pyle, and Pyle met immediately. He's going to go nowhere. My goodness. That was Joel Vega in on the stop, at least partially.
Hey, my man Pyle tomorrow needs an ice bath. This guy is getting hit so much.
He is now. He was gimpy at the end of the first half with a bad ankle. So
he's a tough kid, but man, he's getting hit.
Well, here we go. Eletros behind center, 3 completions and 8 attempts for 25 yards, give or take. My stats are not official, by the way, and I've, without a doubt, probably missed a few. Nice open field tackle that time.
Yeah, Emilio Alvarez, inside linebacker, does a great job. You know, Muhlenberg's just playing straight up 4-3, cover 2, cover 4 concepts, just keeping everything in front of you. Let your linebackers come up, Phil. Great tackle there. Like all 3 linebackers are playing really well. Emilio Alvarez, Cooper Burr, and Cameron Small, all 3 are active. They make a lot of tackles in or near line of scrimmage.
Pile back in there as they go the 2 running backs set in shotgun formation, 1 to either side. Man in motion. They will run to the, or fake the motion side, and wow, it's a heck of a catch. Whew. How about that? That was a nice job by Urbaez hauling that one in. How about that?
Nice play action. Run the slant underneath.
Fooled me.
Good throw. Great. Good throw. Great catch. He went down and got that. Unbelievable catch.
Went up and got that one.
Yeah, great play by the receiver.
So also, 2 quick apologies. Pat is slamming a Diet Dr. Pepper right now, trying to calm his voice a little bit. No. I wasn't saying that you can hear you like sipping on the mic, but he's currently dealing with a voice problem we're working through. But we also have some skipping problems with our online broadcast. So if you're watching on YouTube, we apologize. We will have a full version of this uploaded after the game, where it will look a lot prettier than it probably does on YouTube right now. So apologies. We're using Starlink. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes there's just too much metal interference. And when you're on a set of metal bleachers in a metal press box and you're setting it down on top of metal, it doesn't always work that well. So we are trying to bring you the best broadcast possible, but may have some skipping. So if you're looking at watching this later, it'll be much improved. Stack formation out here to the left. Once again, man in motion. They will fake that jet sweep. They will go back, and it's a screen pass in between. There's no lead blockers. Able to escape 2. Gets about 5, 6, and finally stood up after about 7 yards. That was an interesting play call there because he basically passed it into someone into space. There's no blockers ahead of him, and you're just like, hey, man, go make a guy or 2 miss.
Well, they're trying to run a screen there, and it looked like the lineman got held up, and they couldn't get there, and it was a good tackle attempt by the linebacker. But Kamoff's a beast, and he broke the tackle, and he was able to get some yards forward. Now, I don't know who's down here. I don't think that's Kamoff. Looks like number 7 for Schuylkill Valley here. William Johns looks like he's down.
Well, that's number 7. It would be Alex Garrett.
Oh, Alex Garrett, my bad.
There you go.
Yep,
yeah, that was
Alex
number
Garrett.
6.
Yep.
William Jobs. There you go. Alex Garrett.
Yeah, he's
out
down on
there.
the ground now. You know, when you're blocking downfield and the ball carrier comes up, you get rolled up. Your ankles can get really easily rolled up, and that's probably what happened there with him.
It's probably what happened to Pyle back at the end of the
Yep.
first half, too. Well, while we do have a break, you want to talk about birdies?
Best burgers.
See, this is why I wanted live reads. They're so much more engaging and interactive, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, if you're craving the best burger in Berks County, the new Birdie's Inn at 5 Points in Exeter is where legends are grilled. You got those juicy, fresh beef patties, never frozen. It's like Wendy's except better. Because we got the brioche buns, by the way. The brioche buns, we got the peanut butter jelly burger. All the burgers that Jerry swears that he doesn't like, we know that he eats them in private. We know that he eats them, he orders them, and he just doesn't like telling anyone about it. So if you want to be that person, you can do that. If you want to go to New Birdie's Inn and take pictures and spread it around social media that you are eating a peanut butter jelly burger, I'm sure that Jerry will probably heckle you. Anyway, you got fresh toppings. There's no gimmicks at all with these burgers. It's just bold flavor, including a peanut butter jelly burger. I'll mention it again. Not to mention, it's more than just burgers. You got entertainment, too. You got Saturday at 7, you got Chuck and Steve Acoustics. Sunday at 5, you got Shay Quinn from the Sharks and Steve Swisher. Monday, you got Dancing on the Deck with DJ Jimmy 2K from 5 to 8. Tuesday, 6 to 9:30, you got Open Mic. Wednesday, you got Music Trivia with Jumpin' Jay on the deck from 7 to 9. Thursday, you got karaoke again from 6:30 to 9:30. And then you got more music on Friday. Johnny Gallagher from 7 to 10. Best burgers, best entertainment. That's all what you get at the New Birdie's Inn, 160 Old Friedensburg Road in Exeter, where they remind you to have fun and be kind. Sounds like Jerry Springer's final thought.
Oh.
That one, 3rd down and 3, and nowhere to go.
Hey, I got 2 words for you. Weight room. Guys are stronger, tougher. They come upfield, and they hit Logan Cam off there, and he went backwards.
Alvarez was in there. There were some big bodies from the defensive line in there as well, making some hay, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a good stop there. 3rd and 3, manageable. They give it to their stud linebacker, running back, and he goes backwards. That's some big boy football there by the Mules.
Kamoff just can't get things started. 5 carries for 3 yards by my count. This one a line drive. Miller back there. Miller's got to take it on a bounce, trying to cut it up. He gets a couple yards out of it. Able to get ahead of the 20-yard line, about to the 22, which is where the Mules will pick things up here in the second half. 8:47 left in the 3rd. Mules up by 12. Got the 2-possession ball game working right now. Can make it 3 possessions if they play their cards right.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, I thought they did well. They're still trying to work this young quarterback Baez in.
5 for 10 in the first half.
Solid. I thought the best throw of the game for him was when he hit the drag route over the middle. I think it was 3rd down, and he got him down to the goal line. That was a big pass. So he hit Mikey Miller in the hands. He dropped it. There were some real good positives for Baez, and you still got Small. You haven't got him going, but I think eventually he might be able to pop one here.
Baez in the shotgun. This time the handoff to Small goes off tackle for his 13th carry of the contest. Gets ahead of the 25, gain about 4.
So now what you do, so you're the Mules, you go, hey, they got 5-6 linemen down. It's a gap. They're trying to gap you up front. So what do? You come out with 2 tight ends. So now you get extra guys on the line of scrimmage to block. You can try to establish the run game there. It's smart. Take an athlete out. Get another tight end in there. Let's see if they come back with it. They don't hear.
They
That's
do not.
Something to keep in mind this second half.
Yeah, this time they go 3 wide receivers, 2 split to the right, 1 to the left. Oh, and he has options. So he finds Mikey Miller. Count at the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Good night.
Touchdown, Mules!
I was waiting for that.
Well, yeah, Mikey Miller. You're seeing the
Sheesh.
maturation of Baez. He sees the one-on-one. He takes a step, throws it up, and lets him go make a play. Let your playmaker make a play. Great job there by Baez and Miller.
73 yards to the house. And by the way, it wasn't just one option that he had, because I was staring down here at Fred Lacey
Touchdown,
getting off
Mules!
at the line of scrimmage there.
Well,
and
yeah,
he had
Mikey
his
Miller,
man beat about
you're
a
seeing
couple
the
yards down the
maturation
field
of Baez.
already, that he was flying past him. I saw the hand go up. I was surprised that he didn't hit him just then, because he had Mikey Miller beating his guy by a step on the far sideline. So he would have had 2 wide open options on that play. Probably both going to the house.
Well, now the Mules are going to go for 2 here.
Why not? Because you got
They still didn't put the
26
score-
points, or 25 points right now. It's
they didn't put
25
it up
to
the
7.
scoreboard yet.
Well, they're still trying to do math on their fingers, I think. Here we go from the 2-yard line. QB keeper, he's in. 2-point conversion. Count it.
Conversion is good.
Mikey Miller now. And you got a flag down on the 2-point conversion. Mikey Miller, by my count, 3 catches, $141, and 2 touchdowns.
Well, legal motion on the Mules, so they got to redo it. Now, do you come out and kick it? Do you kick
I mean,
it?
now you're doing it from the
7?
8-yard line.
Eight.
Yeah, I think you got to kick it.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to kick
Yeah,
it.
they're swapping out. Here comes the special teams unit.
Yeah,
They are
I
going
think
to
makes sense.
kick the extra point. Just take the point, especially from the 8.
There's a flag on the play.
Also, they put up 8 points. They haven't changed the scoreboard back to 25 yet. So I'm curious if they'll tack on an extra point here and make it 28-7. Spot is down. The kick is up. The kick is blocked.
So 25-7.
Extra point is blocked by Logan Kamoff.
Now it's 25-7. There you go. Well, that didn't work out. And honestly, we've seen it kind of coming all night. Schuylkill Valley has gotten dangerously close to blocking some of those extra points. It was just a matter of time before they finally broke through. With 25-7, 7:58 remaining, it is a 3-possession game here for the Mules. More importantly, gives them a little bit of breathing room with under 8 to play in the third.
Well, we've been waiting. You know, Mikey Miller's had a good career, but not the spectacular career you probably expected.
Not the one that we hyped him up
And so
2 years
he
ago.
was good last year. He had 400 yards receiving, 400 yards rushing.
9 touchdowns,
9
23 catches.
I mean, those are
Or
excellent.
26 catches.
But
yeah.
he's spectacular. He's so much more. So now we're seeing it. 2 touchdowns. 3 catches for what? Whatever he has. Explosive athlete.
Out of the $171 that Baez has thrown for tonight, all but 30 of those have gone to Mikey Miller.
He's an explosive athlete. They're much deeper than just Cam Small. They have a lot more players as well.
There are these days. That one takes a bounce, stays in bounds. Fielded around the 15 by Pyle. Pyle cutting up towards the middle, towards that left hash mark before finally brought down. I believe that was Coley in there. Or sorry, not Coley. That would be Jewel Vega again. Jewel Vega. Listed as just a returner, but he has gotten down there in a hurry. Likely in that gunner position. He's 5'5", $136 as he's listed. He's made a handful of really nice stops on special teams. $18-point advantage here for the Mules. Got to think the Panthers have to strike at some point here. Now that you're down 3 possessions, you got to get something going here in the third. You can't save everything for the fourth. And they're just going to gun it down the field. That one picked off. Intercepted by Fred Lacey. Second INT of the game, the first one here for Aletras. And Welp.
Well, they went. You were right. This is like you're playing Madden. They went hitch and go, and Fred Lacey was like, "Oh, you're gonna run a hitch and go. I'm ready for it." And he goes up and intercepts the ball. So you know, it gets bad now. It gets even worse now for Schuylkill Valley. You give it right back to the Mules.
Aletras has had some really good passes. He's had some really good zip on some of the throws that he's had. But when he is gunning it down the field, and this is just a high school level thing too, that thing just hung up in the air. It's a nice job. Get about half of what they needed to gain, as I believe that was Small up the gut. Who else would it be? About 5 for him. But you can see that there's just not enough zip on things like that. That's the second time now that Muhlenberg's really been able to just essentially squat and wait for the ball to come to them as a defensive back. The first time didn't work out in their favor, went over their outstretched arms. This time, nice job by Lacey using that big frame and going up and getting it.
A hold on Muhlenberg.
Wow.
Yep, blocking the back there.
So scratch that.
That'll give him a 1st and 15.
1st and 15. So it wasn't a hold.
Okay. He said blocking the back? Okay.
Blocking back for 5.
Could have fooled me.
5-yard penalty instead of 10. You got Mikey Miller in motion. They will move somebody around with him that time. And it's actually the guy that went in motion who's going to make the stop. As it was Kamoff again from his linebacker position. That's who they have shadowing Mikey Miller when he's doing that little roundabout.
That's who ran the ball there.
Got Edochie on the run.
Yeah,
There you go.
he's an interesting kid there. Junior, 5'7", 155, came in. Look at him, fresh legs, got about 5 yards. A nice run by him.
Why not?
Give Small a break. You got a nice lead here. Get some fresh legs in there. Give him a little break.
This time throwing the ball, going up and getting it is Mikey Miller. First down.
Oh, Mikey Miller.
Needed 5, got 6.
A great job by Mikey Miller. We saw him drop one earlier. He runs the slant there. It was high, and he goes up and makes a great catch. Great catch. What you did there is you have the tight end run the seam, and then you want to sneak that receiver in as a slant underneath. That's exactly what happened. And I think it's either cramping
It's more cramping.
or it could be he got the wind knocked out because it looked like the ball kind of fell on him. But
It
maybe
looks like they're
cramping.
stretching that hamstring pretty good. I think Mikey Miller is just a little cramping. A little deceptive here, by the way. You had the cool day yesterday, and then you got the guys coming out here and being like, oh, well, it's not that hot outside. So, honestly, you probably hydrate a little bit less, and that's where you end up with a little bit of the cramping here, game 1.
Well, yeah, and when I used to coach football, we used to be like, by Tuesday, Wednesday, we're like, drink. They would try by Friday. It was like too late by then. You got to really make it a point of emphasis, and you really see it with your skill kids. You know, they're like the Porsche you have in the garage. Like they're fine-tuned athletes, and if they get a little tweak there, it's very easy for them to cramp up.
Saying they need premium gas at all times.
Always.
Anything fun happening out there? Lancaster Catholic leading Camp Hill, it looks like 43-7.
Well, I'm a little biased. One of my best friend's son plays there, so I'm always checking it.
Oh, Phoenixville and Reading final score 28-6.
Wow, it's over already?
Phoenix taking it to the Red Knights, yeah.
It could have been a 4 o'clock start. Could have been an earlier game.
Doesn't look like much else has changed here on the scoreboard. Weiser still leading Abington 21-14. Twin Valley now leading Berks Catholic 45-3. Yoy. YO still leading Southern Columbia 35-14. That one once again had to go up to Central PA. Handoff once again this time. And breaking free across the 30, cutting back across the grain down towards the 20-yard line that time. How about that, Ian Rodriguez?
Brought down by Irvin Ortiz.
You're like, all right, well, you want to worry about Cameron Small. We're going to bring in some backups here and some fresh legs and watch them go to town. That's exactly what happened.
This is like athlete central.
Yeah, that was Torres that time, getting all the way down to the 21.
Oh.
This time, ooh, big pop that time. So that was Rodriguez again. Second down and 8 now.
This is a nice drive again by the Mules. Take your time, huddle up. Let's go get down, get a touchdown or field goal, and really ice this game. You get a touchdown here, making a 4-possession game, it's really going to be hard for Schuylkill Valley to come back.
Basically over at that point to a very large degree, especially if Schuylkill Valley continues this pace of play. I'm sure that they are – this is not the offense that they anticipated coming out here, at least from their perspective. Baez once again in the gun, looking right. Fakes, rolling,
he's got
rolling.
something.
He tucked and can't make the man miss. Gets a yard or two. Just unable to shake that last defender.
Hey, you saw Christian Cooley broke through free for in the end zone, but he just couldn't see it. He had his scrambled. Smart decision, though. No pick. Got a couple yards here. Now you get a third down, manageable.
Well, that's the thing. You are this close to being up 28-7. Making it a 3-touchdown game rather than a 3-possession game, forcing Schuylkill Valley to need to drive the length, need to get across that goal line instead of just kicking a field goal or two. to get somewhat close. A lot of chirping from the visitor sideline, it sounds like.
Timeout, Muhlenberg.
And the Mules will take a timeout. And honestly, it's a good one with 4:28 remaining here. 3rd down and 4. Let's get it straight. So let's take a quick break here, and when we come back, it'll be 3rd down for the Mules when we return on the Mules Sports Network.
Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Coley Insurance Group is a fully independent insurance agency here to put you first. With access to 30-plus top-rated insurance carriers, they ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they've got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the power of choice is always yours. Call Goosehead Insurance agent Brad Coley today at 484-838-6088.
Third down and 4. Somehow we came back from commercial before the Mules even broke their huddle. That's a first.
I would run it twice here. I wouldn't kick it. Run it twice, get the first down.
It's 3rd and 4. You put in your power back.
You bring back Small.
They got Small back in there. Yeah, look at Schuylkill Valley. You got Coley there. Oh, a little jumping. Oh, look at those offensive linemen falling backwards.
I think that's
I
encroachment.
think they were touched.
Yes.
Encroachment. First down.
Maturity by the
Man.
Mules.
That is like the Nick Sirianni special that you go in there, you got 3rd down and 4, you need 5 yards. Usually that's like a Nick Sirianni special on a 4th down play that you go in there, you're like, we'll run it. We're gonna run it. We can run it if we want to, but it's usually just Hurts doing that hard count. Got him to go. First down. That's a real bummer for the Panthers. So once again, Coley, exact same play. Another 5 yards. Encroachment. 10 free yards here given by the Panthers. Exact same play. Do they run it a 3rd time? You can't score off of 5-yard penalties, but you can't get really close. And now they're at the 6. Then they just start doing half the distance to the goal, and you start measuring in inches. Once again, it's Coley in motion to the left-hand side. And the hard snap.
What?
The hard count again.
I don't
3
think I've ever seen that
straight
before.
hard counts. Got 15 yards out of it.
Have you ever seen that before? 3 straight times? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
And,
3 straight times.
I'm pretty sure that the culprit has just been removed by the coaching staff. There was a quick substitution there of a get out of the game type of nature. So that was 3 straight, exact same plays. It was Coley in motion from right to left, setting up there, just offset as tight end. And here he is again. This time, I bet they run it to the left. There it is. They run Small to the left. And he's piled up. If I could guess it, so could Schuylkill Valley that time. It's a little bit different because Small located on the left-hand side of Baez, and then you move Coley in motion, which is a look that I don't think that they've seen all game. I don't think that we've seen it all game. The one that you've seen is this one, where Small's on the right-hand side. Coley goes in motion from right to left, and then you run behind Coley trying to catch that edge and have him seal it off.
Yeah, and Coley is a lot of times he's got his hand on the ground, off the tackle. So yeah, it is a little different. Andy Burkhart is the play caller. Coach Flowers said he'll be on staff as long as Flowers is on staff. He does a great job and a lot of different looks, of diversifying looks today.
This time, QB keeper trying to sneak up the middle. He'll be about a yard shy, and that flag goes in there and probably hits a kid in the face. That was a heck of a throw by the back judge here, by the way.
He's going to call a hold. I don't think that was a hold.
I don't know how you have a hold when there's just one big giant.
I don't agree with that.
Got one big giant pile down there, and
he wanted to throw the ball. He wanted to throw a flag. Oh, we got a face mask.
Face mask. Half the distance to the goal, which sticks him on the, I guess, 1 yard line.
Do they got an under center play? You go under center, old school power. Give the ball a small run power, backside guard, fullback leads up. Come on.
Come on, give me a tush push.
No.
Give me a tush push.
Give me old school
Give me a tush
power.
push. I want to see Fred Lacey just standing behind center and just 6'3".
They're going to give it to Small here.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to do? 3:35 remaining here. Handoff is to Small. Boom. Untouched. Touchdown Mules.
Touchdown Mules! Hey, I got to sing it. It's a small world after all.
You didn't have to.
Cameron Small gets the touchdown. I'm happy he got a touchdown. He's been bottled up, but he gets the rushing touchdown.
And I haven't even been able to keep track of stats on this because it's just been so haphazard across the board. But yeah, Small finally on the board. He had 2 touchdowns last year against Schuylkill Valley. Gets his first this year. 14 carries, 52 yards. If any of those did count somewhere in there, I didn't count them. It's not like they went very far. Once again, another Mule down. Kind of grabbing at that leg area and gingerly trying to get off the field. Honestly, the way that he's running, I'm not quite sure that it's a leg issue and not something else. Because he is heaved over right now. Teammates just checking on him. Struggling to get off the field here. Hopefully he's just cramping and not something more serious. That would be Connor Cantner, the 240 senior center. They're about to lose here for a short while.
He's done a nice job.
No complaints from the center today. So 31-7. And we'll go out here looking for 2. Baez with Small. Try to toss to Small this time, and Small pulled down from behind. He got hung up behind the numbers. He ends up losing yards on that. No harm, no foul. They're still up by 24 with 3:30 left in the third. 3-touchdown game. I guess there's a benefit to going for 2 there.
Well, you know.
You're just trying to stretch the amount of 2-point conversions that Schuylkill Valley needs at that point. Or force them to go 4 times, get 3 touchdowns to catch up, and then kick a field goal.
Well, you know, what I'm seeing today is a maturity. A grown-up team that last year improved, but there were some hiccups here and there. Some real moments. You know, I thought that they struggled with dealing with maturity and how to deal with success. And you see how tonight, you know, they're in a close game first half. They come out and they just blow the doors off a little bit here, Schuylkill Valley, and they're outplaying them in the second half. That's exactly what you want to hear when you're Rob Flowers. Maturity, grow up, be smart. You're supposed to win this game. Come out and take care of business.
And a lot of that, quite honestly, goes to the culture change,
Yes.
right? That is a culture change type of thing. That is a coaching staff that does not allow for sloppiness during practice. That is a coaching staff that expects excellence out of that team. And they're going to say that Pyle had his knee down and gave himself up at around the 15, I guess. Okay.
Oh, well, I'm happy he did because he's got
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that was intentional because he had some green in front of him, but.
Schuylkill Valley, 1st and 10.
Now, if you're Schuylkill Valley, you're probably not going to win this game. I'm not worried necessarily about this game. I'm worried about getting my quarterback comfortable, run the ball, throw the ball, get in a rhythm, and then try to go get a touchdown. But don't do anything crazy.
Nothing doing there that time, trying to run off tackle, bounce it to the outside. The Mules, I will say, changing things around at halftime there. Again, trying to contain on those outside pitch plays, and so far so good.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, the Mules defense has really played well the whole game. But in the second half, they're really shutting down any tosses. linebackers are being more active, coming upfield, making those plays.
Well, on the bright side for Schuylkill Valley, you want to go through the schedule that they have coming up here?
Go ahead.
They can turn this around pretty quick. We'll let this play wind its way. They fake the jet, instead hand off up the middle. 3, maybe 4. Once again, a swarm of white jerseys around that. But if you're itching to know the Schuylkill Valley upcoming schedule, they are at Daniel Boone next week. And that is a very winnable game for them. Then they play Fleetwood. They are at Kutztown. They play Pequay Valley. They play Berks Catholic, who's getting run out of the building right now. They are at Columbia, which is going to be a tough game. Columbia, traditionally kind of strong. I don't think lately, though, they've been nearly as strong. It used to be that Columbia and Elko used to butt heads all the time, and Columbia used to be good. Then they play Hamburg, then at Annville Cleona, and then they play at Lancaster Catholic. And a game that I'm sure that they circled on their calendar as a potential Section 5, like big 2A matchup here in the Lancaster-Lebanon League. Just trying to cut it upfield here above the 20, getting close to the first down. And now we're going to have a flag thrown. And, man, I don't know about that one because we're right on top of this play. And, yes, there was some stuff out of bounds, but it looked like the Muhlenberg player was trying to give himself up and not take him down. And I think everyone just came crashing down.
I think he was trying to hold him, and then it just his momentum took him out. But they're going to call it. From a referee's point of view, it looks bad, but I don't think it was as bad as.
I don't think so either. But 15 yards here, likely on a late hit out of bounds. Although everyone's getting together, so, who knows. Maybe they'll just say it was incidental and they'll keep it. Nope, there it is. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the Mules. 15 yards. Anything changing there? Ooh, the Cedar Crest Falcons now leading Lower Dolphin. I believe that they are also the Falcons, are they not?
Yes.
So Falcon on Falcon crime there. Cedar Crest now leading Lower Dolphin 25-21. Coming back in that one. Solanco leading Lampeter Strasburg by a point.
LS way better. They brought back like 20 starters.
And LS, traditionally strong. That's a heck of a game right there, especially right off the bat. Twin Valley, Berks Catholic. Berks Catholic did put some points up on the board late, but not nearly enough. Twin Valley was up, 45-3 in that game. Berks Catholic put on 16 late to make it 45-19 final. The Vikings of Northern Lebanon beating up on Pine Grove 35-8. That one is final as well. The Crusaders from Lancaster Catholic, they beat Camp Hill 43-7 final, that one. And Eastern York over Columbia. Yeah, I have my Columbia memories mixed up there. They lost 49-0.
I was like, Columbia's been down for a while since their head coach. Actually, a friend of mine, Bud Kyle, left Columbia, and he's head coach at Eastern York. So he went over to the rival, and he's got them rolling, and Columbia's fallen off since.
Eastern York, another school utilizing the blue and yellow.
Yes. They got a heck of quarterback. Quinn Bramble is a really good quarterback. He's going to get some PSEX looks.
It's been really weird how often I've come across Eastern York in my travels because Elko would normally match up against Eastern York in, I've covered a girls basketball game down there. I've covered a different basketball game down there. I've covered a football game down there, I'm pretty sure. I've just been all over the place when it comes to Eastern York. Nice coverage that time by Mikey Miller. Throw into the turf, killing some turf worms, I guess.
Well, again, Mules want to keep everything in front of you. Don't let anything behind you. Flip side, Schuylkill Valley, if you're Schuylkill Valley, what you're thinking is, let's build some momentum for the rest of this game. They got a lot of winnable games left.
They do. And that's the thing. Like, we went through the schedule, and this schedule is fairly milquetoast for them, right? There are very few obstacles to them repeating after this game, but this is going to be a punch in the mouth again. They came out, they weren't expecting to lose to Muhlenberg last year 29-20. Muhlenberg coming off a one-win season is, once again, another excellent tackle. That time, once again, Small coming down. Kameroff again, just unable to get anything churning. But, if you're Schuylkill Valley, yeah, you lose to Muhlenberg. This one's going to be a punch in the mouth. And you do what you did last year, right? you pull yourself back together, you get it figured out, and you just run rampant through the rest of your schedule, and that are really going to present a large challenge for them on their remaining schedule, other than Lancaster Catholic at the very end.
Yep, I agree.
Amblin Cleona has been much improved as well in recent years. They've gotten a little bit better. Berks Catholic hasn't been the same. After they graduated a handful of all-state players a couple years ago. Peckaway Valley not traditionally strong. Kutztown not terribly strong. Fleetwood not terribly strong. So, they're going to have chances, and this is going to be one heck of a learning game.
Nice
This time they line up the screen. He had a couple of blockers. Going to get a really nice chunk out of that, down around the 40-yard line.
Great play design. You sprint the quarterback out to the right. You think you're going to run like a flood concept. You come back, your tight end sitting there, catches the ball, does a great job.
That's that great taste of Dr. Pepper that you heard in your microphone there. It's the time ticking down inside 10 seconds. Let's see if they get one final play off here before the third, because why the heck not? 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. They do get it off. They're going to chuck one deep. That one over the head, and it's a last-second touchdown. Talked about not going over top of your head. He just gave up a last-second touchdown, and oh boy, I'm guessing if Rob Flowers is going to have an earful for some of those guys when they get back at the start of the fourth. But it was a fantastic throw.
He set his feet, had the guy wide open. Something to build on. Now they're not out of it now. That's a good. If you get another turnover or two by Muhls, you could have a chance.
That one, it floated a little bit, but it was okay because it was floating away towards the pylon, back shoulder, right? You're not undercutting it if you're a defensive back. That one over your head anyway. The only person that's going to catch that ball ain't going to be the DB. It's going to be your wide receiver in that case. Nice job by the Panthers. 31-14 now. As now we can take a commercial break, and we will be back with the Muhls on top by 17 when we return here in the fourth quarter on the Muhls Sports Network.
At Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market, they keep it simple. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious. In the mood for a hoagie? Choose one from the menu or tell them what you want. A hot sandwich or a cheesesteak? They've got that covered too. Lunch meat for a family gathering? They have it fresh cut to order. Craving Italian? There are imported specialties you won't find anywhere else. Along with drinks, chips, snacks, and hot or cold brewed coffee in caramel, French vanilla, and hazelnut flavors. That's Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market. 15 Village Center Drive in Flying Hills. Good food, fast, fresh, and delicious.
We back here in Leesport. Not sure if the punt will be back there, or the kickoff will be back there for Fred Lacey, but he's certainly going to line up like it will be.
Looks like an onside kick.
Him and Vega. Yeah, they're pretty tight up there, so we'll see. Muhls are going to move some players a little bit closer up to the line. That one just a squib. Popped, taking a knee. Nice
Smart.
job. Yeah, really nice job there by Chase Zona. Not messing around, just taking it. He blocked it first, kind of knocked it down in front of him, picks it up, takes a knee. Let's move on with our lives.
I'm gonna go back to that touchdown by Schuylkill Valley.
Go for it.
That's the stuff they gave up last year. I remember the Daniel Boone game. Hayden Moyer just made like 2 or 3 spectacular plays, and it was just they were out of position. And it's like you got to be smart there. The only thing that can hurt you is going deep. They can't throw anything underneath. And as the DB really messed up, but it's a learning goal. Week 1, you coach them up, say, can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that was it was a really good throw. It was thrown in only a position that his wide receiver was going to catch it, gunning for the end zone, gunning back shoulder away from the DB. Miller in motion, nobody going with him. They're going to fake it to him, hand off to Small again. Small gets to the 30. That's about a yard.
Yeah, they're running that power again, just not much there. It's been the theme of the game. Schuylkill Valley's really shut them down.
15 for 53 for Small, at least by my unofficial tally.
I'd love a toss sweep, let him get outside, pull the guard, and see what he can do. Because anything in between the tackles, we had a breakdown in between the tackles. He's probably at like 2 yards of carry. When he gets outside, any outside runs is probably a little better.
One of the things that I would really like to see out of this Muhls offense too is adding in some of those drag route formations, adding in just some short, simple throws, simple reads. Yeah, that's going to be a flag.
He wasn't set.
Nobody was set.
The quarterback's got to, again, sophomore quarterback, he's got to wait till he's set. Be a little smaller, slow down your cadence, make sure he's set, then do the plays. That's the little things you got to learn yet.
Yeah, Coley that time just still in motion while they hike the football. Stops the clock, 10:58 left in this one.
Illegal shift is declined.
They will decline the illegal shift to make it 3rd and long.
8.
Passing down here, we'll see what they do. No, I'm just saying, I would love to see Mike Miller getting the ball in space with a head of steam, just going, horizontally and trying to outrun guys around the edge. You got athletes, why not? This time down the seam. That's the throw that he missed before. He hits Christian Coley. Cut back around the 30, inside the 25. That's the throw that he missed in the first half, and I'm sure that he was kicking himself for missing it the opposite way that nearly scored a touchdown. That time, it's Coley up the seam, floats it right into his arms, right in between all the defenders, and then he cuts back across the grain and gets a couple more yards out of it.
That's what we're seeing. That's a beautiful throw. They're in a too high look. You want to throw between the safeties, put the touch on it, perfect ball. Coley's a nice player. I mean, he's a big, former quarterback who's been a nice player, and he's a really good tight end.
His second catch of the afternoon, as this one is a QB keeper by Baez. He sprints past everyone untouched inside the far pylon. It's another touchdown for the Muhls.
Touchdown Muhls! Again, second great play in a row by Baez. He sees it, throws a great pass. This time they run a zone read. Everybody in the stadium knows Cameron Small's going to get it. Nope. The quarterback goes around. He's a fantastic athlete, and he goes around, scores the touchdown.
Again, these are just like those little quirks that you do, that you run the same play over and over and over again, and then finally once you get into a groove and the defense gets into a groove where they're like, oh, hey, we've seen this before, that's when you pull out of your bag of tricks, and that time the fake handoff leads Baez untouched into the end zone. Extra point is good. It's 37-14 with 10-12 remaining here in this one. Do we need another timeout here, Chris? Shrug of the shoulders means that we will stay right here. Well, yeah, if you're just going to a moment of zen, we'll just stay here.
Well, I want to talk about the buy-in with this team.
Have at it.
And here's the thing. Coach Flowers told me this. Jeffrey Collado's an athlete. But they said, hey, we need a guard. He goes, Coach, I'll go play guard. Christian Coley used to be the starting quarterback. Coach, I'll go play the tight end. And that's how you turn the culture and the program around. You get everybody moving, rowing the boat, PJ Fleck, rowing the boat all one way, and that's what you're seeing with the Muhls. It could be real easy to Coley go, now I'm the quarterback. No, we're going to go to the sophomore because he's a fantastic athlete, and we think we teach him to throw the ball. He's got a bright future. Coley commits. He's a tight end. He's a big kid, athletic, can block, and you got a player. So great buy-in by this program under Rob Flowers.
Well, that's the thing, the sort of things that can happen here.
Am I crazy? 31 plus 7 is 38, not 27.
There you go, 38-14. Good Lord. This one.
Oh.
They got a little bit of juice here.
Is that Pio
Out
again?
across the 40,
That's been
up around the 45. Yeah, that one had some sauce.
Cam off.
That was Cam off. They had to find ways to get the ball into his hand because they have not done a fantastic job of trying to utilize him at all in this game. It's been uneven, to say the least, for the Panthers, especially on the offensive side of the football.
This is an impressive effort. Just keep it up. You have 10 minutes left. You're in control of the game. Keep everything in front of you. Rally, tackle. You should come away with the win.
Yeah, if you're the Panthers, you end up with Aletris here at quarterback. He goes back out here down by 24. They said that essentially him and your all-state quarterback, Logan Naraki, for the last 2 years was his mentor. He got equal reps in practice. But Aletris, coming into the season, had 3 passing attempts. As this one is, oh my goodness. Oh. Wow.
Great play design. What did they do earlier, Ryan? Twice they ran
the play design, Pat. Look at the catch.
No, I'm saying is earlier they ran the toss twice.
Yeah.
They faked the toss. Now they did unbelievable catch by the kid.
I was just talking about Aletris not throwing the football, and he's made 2 back-to-back really great throws.
He's a heck of a
Aletris coming into the season had
you can watch
3
the replay.
This
here
one
as
is,
he just went
oh
up,
my
got
goodness,
it,
and somehow controlled it on his way down, landing flat on his back. It's a heck of a catch. Heck of an effort. I know that we're supposed to give the cool play of the game here from Advanced Comfort Specialists. If it wasn't for Schuylkill Valley, that probably would have been it. Sorry to say. That is a phenomenal catch. That is a D1 NFL level catch of going out with that body control, leaping, securing the football, spotting the football as you're leaping.
Yep. Great throw,
Fantastic.
great catch.
I can't say enough about
great
that.
play design too. You faked the toss. And twice they made a toss.
Listen, you talk about it from the coaching aspect. I'll talk about it from the pure physical athlete perspective. That it's a heck of a catch. This time they split out there.
Cam off.
They split him off. Cam off is out here to the right-hand side. That one should have been picked off, honestly.
Again, same concept we saw from the Muhls. You have the, you run the seam and slant underneath, and the linebacker Burr was right there.
Yeah. That one, I don't think Burr was intending on that coming his direction, because if he was reading that pass, he would have been off to the races, because that was almost right to him.
Burr's an old school linebacker. He's got the neck roll. He didn't want to intercept him. He wanted to hit him.
Heck yeah, with the neck roll. Little Bosworth out there.
I don't know what's up with the Muhls. They always play long games. I swear to God, we always look and the games are over.
If you pull up the rest of the scores.
I mean, it's incredible. They always play long games.
Those scores are slowly going to start all going final, and we're going to be sitting here.
Oh,
this
there we
one,
go.
Fake it, rolling out, trying for the back corner of the end zone,
Good
just
coverage.
Overthrown. Yeah, that was great coverage that time by Lacey. Just running with him. Didn't have his hands on him, just running with him the entire time. Cedar Crest, that's official. They came back and beat Lower Dolphin 25-21. So, yeah, heck of a job by them. Conestoga Valley beat up on Penn Manor 28-0. Exeter, Daniel Boone. Hey, look at that. Daniel Boone got on the scoreboard. 64-7 your final. That was 64-0 at halftime. Palmyra beating Lebanon now 15-0. So yeah, that will likely continue the losing streak. Honestly, I can probably find the answer of.
I think I remember the game too. I'll tell you why. 4th down here. Oh!
And drugged down.
I think he got. No, he's about a yard short.
He's got to be real close.
Oh, maybe.
Got to about
nice
the
run.
11.
Great effort.
Needed
Great
to get to
effort.
the 12. I think he got it.
Yeah, he got
From
it.
where he's marking it. Yep, it will be a first down.
Lebanon had an all-state quarterback, and I'm blanking on the kid's name.
Rodriguez. He went to Wilkes.
He got an appendix out. It ruptured, something like that, and they were having a good year.
Mm-hmm.
The next week,
and they had a good wide receiver.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
the next
they
week
had a really good tandem.
The next week we played them. They lost. Next week we played them when I was a coach at Lancaster Catholic, and we ended up beating them for our first win. We were really bad that year, and that started their losing streak like the week before, and then the second one was us, and they haven't won since.
Well, there you go.
That was 5 years ago.
They are currently on a 42-game losing streak.
Oh.
That one, an ill-advised throw that That's one of those widow makers, because if this game was closer, Mikey Miller could have laid a pounding on that high throw.
So they haven't won a game since October of
October
2020.
2020.
It was COVID, and I remember that because they started, I think, 3-0. They had the kid, and then they ended up losing one game. Then they lost to us in overtime. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I believe it was Rodriguez, because Rodriguez also pulled double duty playing basketball as well. He went to Wilkes for that. Isaiah Rodriguez, there you go.
Yeah, he was.
They also
a
had
heck of a
Nathan
kid.
Hollinger, who was their star wide receiver as well. He contributed on both sides of the ball. But yeah, it was mostly Isaiah Rodriguez. That was how they had a shot in the, what do they play? The Cedar Bowl against Cedar Crest and the Falcons.
Yeah, that year I got their schedule pulled up in 2020. If I get to work, they started. Look at that, They were 3-1.
Beat Northern
Then
Lebanon,
they lost
beat Ephrata,
because it was
beat
COVID.
Gordon
They only played
Spot.
16. Donegal 21-15. They lost, and then we beat them 15-12. I was at Catholic.
There you go. Haven't won since the 24th of
Toss
October.
outside. Ooh,
Nice job by the Muhlenberg corners, standing up Pyle.
I really like Pyle. He's a good player. He's going to have a big year for Schuylkill Valley.
They're going to him more and more often here in this game, and for good reason. He's got a lot of that outside speed that he's able to just scamper outside the tackles and make something happen.
You know,
Good luck if you can catch him.
yeah, I mean, he's a good player. Pyle came off. They're going to get better. So 3rd and 10 here. Let's see if the Mules can get the stop here, get the ball back.
So yes, to answer our question, Lebanon could potentially lose 50 straight games
This year.
if they continue with this year. Yep. That's like a North Texas level. This time they put a man in motion. They're looking that direction, can't lose the man in the end zone. They do have someone crossing towards that near pylon and just nowhere to go. Excellent defense that time by the Mules.
It's, you know, what the Mules have done a lot today is they've rushed 3, drop
back.
drop an 8, and that's really hard for a first-year starting quarterback. He's got to try to decipher and read the defense, and that's really hard.
Again, we're talking about a kid that he has more completed passes today with 5 than than passes that he's thrown at all over the rest of his career. Well, they do need a field goal at some point in time. That bad snap. The kicker's just going to have to. Oh, he gets tackled by his holder in that case.
I don't know why you kick it. Just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you're down by 24. You need touchdowns. Yeah, you need a field goal at some point in time. That's not now with 7:19 left. Interesting choice there. I'm not arguing with the coaching staff at all, by the way, because that dude has more championships than I do under my belt.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great
Harbaugh,
coach.
so.
I know him a little bit. I was coming on staff. He wasn't coaching at Lancaster Catholic, but I met him a couple golf outings. Just a wonderful person. And, you know, he retired from Lancaster Catholic, took a year or two off, and then he came back, and he's turned this program around. The birthday boy over here, Chris, is a Schuylkill Valley graduate, and so he goes, yeah, he is.
Yeah, it hasn't
Yeah, he
helped
did.
tonight.
I still owe I got to get my punches in, and I got to sing happy birthday to him.
Whoa. I was on the football team for 2 years, and that was just because the coach at the time was not the best. Let's just say that.
Now we start to get into garbage time a little bit as the Mules will start to empty the bench. Rodriguez on the carry. That probably is the last that we will see of Small here.
No, I don't know.
Ah, come on. We got a long season. Coley back in.
You know, one thing I
We'll
find
see.
fascinating, and I watch this stuff because I used to coach football,
Maybe
is
one more.
Coley goes in a lot of times, gets to play, and then runs it back to Baez. So, because Coley, obviously a quarterback,
Former
knows the
QB.
offense very well.
Yeah, former QB. Why not? Saves a lot of things. It saves a lot of time not having Baez going back and forth between the sideline. Just send somebody in with the play. Nice job there. First down and more for the sophomore running back in Rodriguez.
Ian Rodriguez in the
A nice
carry,
head of
brought
steam
down by
there.
Logan Kemmel.
5'10", buck 82 sophomore.
And Alejandro Rubino.
In the words of Chris Berman, tick, 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 tick. Just keep running that clock, run this, get this game out of the way.
Schuylkill Valley, by the way, ranked 10th in the state in Class 3A preseason rankings. Now again, it's a 5A school taking on a 3A school. But still, a state-ranked Schuylkill Valley team. Now, a lot of that is based on previous year performance. Here's the handoff once again to Rodriguez. Rodriguez turning a corner across the 40, the 35, 30, 25, 20. Finally drugged down from behind. Whew, boy. Let's do some math. That's about a 38-yard run. That's the run that you were expecting from Small at some point in time, and instead it's coming from Rodriguez here in garbage time.
Makes you feel good if you're a Muhls fan. Know, hey, Small's going to graduate. We got a nice stable, a couple running backs. You know, this kid he's coming in and running well. He could probably be your starting running back next year. He's got to feel good.
Looks like Rodriguez staying out there as the primary weapon out of the backfield. Miller lined up far to the outside. Once again, keeper by Baez.
It's so good that he pulls it every once in a while. Keep that end thinking he's going to keep it once in a while, and he keeps him honest.
So, I mean, let's talk about it. Obviously, one game. Talked in pregame about how the passing game ended up being ranked 34th out of 37 Lancaster-Lebanon League teams. How's it looking tonight, Pat?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Improved.
Improved.
Let's put it that way. Improved.
You know, Rob Flowers, man, I'll tell you, he's changed his whole culture of the program. I think he went to school there, which means a lot.
Sure did.
Just everything around it. You could see that he really cares about the community. His statement is community of winners. He wants them to buy in as a community, and you see it, the product tonight. You know, all their blood, sweat, and tears is coming out tonight.
This time it's Small, and this time Small's in for his second touchdown.
Touchdown Muhls! And I gotta sing it, sorry. It's a small world after all.
You still don't have
It's a
to.
small world after all. All right.
Still don't have to. Your voice isn't great here tonight,
Yes,
Pat.
I agree. But
Save your voice for the talking, not the singing.
I gotta tell Chris though, happy birthday to you. That's our producer. How old are you? 21?
I wish. I'm 24.
24.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. God, he's a young buck. I have T-shirts
am.
older than him.
I always love how they wait to put up the score here. There you go. It is now 45-14 Muhls. If you thought 29-20 was a stunner last year,
Yeah.
hello, welcome in. If you haven't been listening in and you're just joining us, it's 45-14 Muhlenberg over top of the 10th ranked preseason team in 3A in the state.
I'm not surprised. I thought this could happen because I had a feeling, you know, talking to them at Media Day, just the vibe. I get a vibe around them. You know, that they just felt like they were hungry. You know, they got success last year, and they weren't quitting. And you could just feel the vibe at Media Day. And I felt like they're going to come out and take care of business. And the league stuff, no doubt about it. Extra is really good. Conestoga Valley's very good. Effort has been good. But, you know, those teams, you know Bad Bauer's going to be like, look, guys, this is not Muhlenberg from 3 years ago. You better play your A game. Maybe even your B game is not. Muhlenberg can beat you. And I know that's a lot to say, but I think they're an impressive team, and they're going to catch a lot of people's eyes in Section 2 of that Lancaster-Lebanon League.
They are after tonight. Like I said, if 29-20 didn't move the needle for anyone last year, 45-14 might. This game has not been in question from literally the opening kickoff, just like last year.
Yes.
It's been all Muhls all the time. Schuylkill Valley had a chance to try to cut it when it was 14-0, but this one up the sideline. It's going to be the kicker. It's going to have to do it. And it won't be the kicker. It'll be Chase Zona coming down and making the tackle.
Brought down by Chase Zona.
Junior, I think that's his second time making a tackle like that. Still not done here. It's 4:15 remaining.
Ooh.
Now let's refresh that page, see what we got going on here. I'm not sure if there's much new. Wilson over Cheltenham, 35-12. That tickles anyone's fancy. Mifflin beat Pleasant Valley 35-20. That has gone final. LS still losing to Solanco 44-38. That one an actual burner. This one a little screen pass out into the flat. That's 3, maybe 4. Keeps the clock churning though as he can't get out of bounds. Weiser over Abington 29-22. Mannheim Central and West Philadelphia having themselves a bit of a brawl, 41-36 in favor of the Barons right now.
Yeah, West Philadelphia, born and raised. Will Smith. Yeah, they came back there. Mannheim Central's been a little down. Their talent isn't what they used to be, I think.
Most certainly it is not, because I was helping to call games for Exeter back when they had everyone. And they're going for the end zone, and it's through the hands.
Dropped it. So the safety's got to drop back there and not allow that.
Through the hands. That time the safety.
Yeah, the corner. He's yelling at the corner. The corner's got to be. If there's nobody in your zone in the short flat, you got to keep dropping. He doesn't drop, and he's wide open. Just dropped it. The receiver dropped it.
Yeah, that was Khalid Perez.
They got some backups in there now, but this is invaluable for them. You know, get some reps, get some playing time.
Hey, you're getting
help
into
these guys, these young guys develop.
The first game of the season, like, you know, usually you're preparing for stuff like this against other teams, not necessarily first game of the season. Not like this. This one, they will hand the ball off. Also, outside of the couple of interceptions, it's been a really clean game from both sides.
Yes,
too.
I agree.
You know, they have not put the ball on the ground. I don't think that the ball's come out once from either side. You got the bad interception that was basically a punt from Muhlenberg, and then you had the bad interception here that hung up a little bit. But outside of that, it's been a really clean game by both sides. And I think that even if you're the Panthers and you say, well, you know, things didn't really go our way this time around, they still have things that they did well today. One of them, not putting the ball on the ground.
Yep, I agree.
Here we go, first down. He's going to fake the throw and eat the sack.
Yeah, you know, no turnovers on the day for Muhlenberg.
Jeffrey Collado with the sack that time.
No turnovers. That's huge. Play clean football.
You know, technically you had a turnover. It was basically
Oh, yeah,
a punt.
did throw a punt.
It was fourth down anyway, and they ended up gaining 11 yards out of it. So, showing the Muhlenberg band out there. If you've ever watched the movie Blue Chips, this is the song that they play at the very beginning of the movie.
I love that movie.
I love Blue Chips so much, but they do the band version, and it's this at Western University, the Dolphins. Nice job, just nothing around the outside. Fantastic job tracking that one down. As that was Amir Pagan going out there and making the stop. Every time I hear this song, that's all I can hear. I just hear the beginning of Blue Chips. That was when they were not a good team. It's before they got Shaq and Penny and Ricky Rowe. They spent all that money to get Shaq and Penny in that movie, and then they get cast a complete nobody to be Ricky Rowe. Fascinating. That one close to a first down, might be a yard or a couple feet shy. Lacey in on the stop, a flag along the far sideline. I wonder what this is about.
It's going to be almost 10 before this game's over.
I thought I was going to see my kids tonight.
No, come on, you know. Almost all the games are final.
Almost. Holding on Schuylkill Valley, so all of that is for naught anyway.
I mean, Jerry's probably already burned. He's having a couple drinks.
He's probably already at Birdie's. Probably grabbing a peanut butter and jelly burger.
Who would eat that? You would eat that?
I've had a
I would
PB&J
never.
burger before.
I like a barbecue burger, a little barbecue sauce, maybe a bacon, but I don't like peanut butter and jelly on a burger. Come on. What is wrong with you guys?
You got to expand your horizons a little bit here, Pat.
I like everything, but that's
if
weird.
they're sticking weird stuff on the menu, my philosophy is you always need to try the weird stuff at least
I
once.
do try stuff.
Because they've tried it, and after trying the weird stuff, they still put it on the menu for public consumption, A, and B, they felt that enough people would buy it to keep it on the menu. That one just a missed sack. And, my gosh. Yeah, if you're not going to get him the first time, that's a heck of a job getting him the second time. As taking a peek at who that was. That was number 92. Yeah, that was Jediah Quinones.
Didn't even get him the second time. It took him the third time.
Brings up a 4th and 14.
All right, but if you don't like burgers, listen, they have the kielbasa cheesesteak.
Ooh,
You want the
now you're
kielbasa
talking.
cheesesteak?
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, see, you get a little weird. You can get a little weird. Krabby Patty sandwich.
Ooh.
You got Yingling beer battered fish.
Ooh,
you
now
got
you're
the
talking
grilled.
like that.
You got a weekly grilled cheese special, by the way. That's more up my alley. Then you can create your own burger. Get the Birdie's burger.
That should do it. Just ran the ball on 4th down. Take a knee, it's over.
Surprised they didn't kick a field goal. 56.2 seconds remaining. The Mules will take over on downs, most certainly down this football, and I think that we can call this one quits and may as well just start wrapping up a while to a large degree. 45-14 is going to be your final score. Heck of a job here by Muhlenberg. I mean, quite honestly, ooh, that got spicy.
Wow. LS came back to beat Schuylkill 45-44 in overtime. Wow.
Yoy.
For the milk jug. They
Then-
play for a milk jug.
And then you get the actual barn burner, Fleetwood Kutztown going 54-34, putting up 88 combined points. Wow.
They're going to run a play. Who's this quarterback? We got a new quarterback in there?
It
looks like a smaller
it's
kid.
a new quarterback.
Who's the quarterback? Get the roster out.
I'm grabbing the roster. They are just going to run the football.
Number
It will
10?
be 23 running. Idochi will be running the football, and he is across and runs out of bounds
who's
with
number 10?
48.7. Number 10 would be Julian Rolone, another 5'7", $140 quarterback back there.
All right.
You could probably just take the snap and have somebody toss him over the line of scrimmage and goal line plays if you wanted to.
That's a tush push. Just have someone throw him over.
There you go.
That's the actual term by tush push.
Back here.
Hey, get
at
the young guys some reps. I get it.
Back here at the 24-25.
Yeah, get the young guys another rep or two.
They'll run another play. 11-yard gain that time. That one high snap. They will hand it off again. Once again, trying to bounce it outside. Now stutter step and caught up behind the line of scrimmage.
He's going to learn that you can't outrun him. You got to cut it up, take what you can. But that's a good learning experience right there. Great win. Great win for the Mules. Unbelievable. Rob Flowers, first game, year 2, comes out, wins 45-14, takes care of business, and those kids are so excited.
Look at them. They are dancing out there on the field. I'm not sure if our camera guy can catch any of that, but if you can't see it for some reason, there is Matt McGlure out there just dancing his face off on his way to the line to go shake hands. 45-14, your final score. We'll see if we want to take a quick break while we collect our thoughts, or if we just like to keep on talking here. But you're going to go down and interview Coach,
yes,
so we do have to take a break at some point in time.
Impressive win. Congratulations to all the Mules, parents, fans, players, coaches. This program is on the uptick. They're on the rise.
They have suffered for long enough, I would say, and now we are finally at the point where I think that we can reap some of the spoils from the culture change and just the overall buy-in from a lot of these guys. As they go out there, you can see the buy-in where it wasn't there 2 years ago when we were calling games. So thrilled, over the moon for these guys. The only time I got to see them win 2 years ago was when they were at Lebanon. So very, very happy.
That was not a fun game either.
that was not fun to watch. But this one, on the other hand, was 45-14 your final score. Pat will be right back. He is going to go all the way down to the field. He's going to try to catch head coach Rob Flowers and give him a talking to. I believe that we need to
Talking
change-
to?
Talking to.
I'm going to.
I mean, technically you are.
I got some good questions in my head.
You're not shaking him down or anything. I'm sure that you're going to have plenty of questions because all good things to talk about during this game.
They're singing
But
right now.
I would be willing to bet that he will probably bring up that late touchdown
Yes.
with 1 second left and be super ticked off about it if I know Rob. So let's see if I'm Nostradamus here and he brings it up at all because there's going to be stuff that he says that we're going to have to
No
clean
sure,
up.
Ryan.
There
All
you
right,
go.
I'm going to go down.
All right. So,
And then there were two.
and then there were two. Now you can hear Chris on the mic.
Yeah, it might as well. Give you a little time to take a little breather since you've been calling play-by-play the entire game, huh?
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. But wow. That's honestly a little bit more than I expected even this year. I mean, I got to say, Rob has talked a big game last year, and he's been backing up and showing that he wants this program to be turned around, honestly. His brother have talked to them a couple of times together, separated. They just love this community, both grew up in it, and it's kind of like just kind of that inspiration kind of thing of like you came from Muhlenberg, you came back to the program that gave you your start, and now you want to see that program improve even more, and it's just it kind of puts that sparkle in your eye of like, yeah, anyone can do it.
Well,
Like,
look, that can go one of two different ways, right? You could either have kids who see a coach who decides to come back to his alma mater and basically wants to reinstate what he remembers as the glory days, right?
Mhm.
And that you could have a coach come in there and just decide like, oh, hey, like we're going to run things the way that I remember when I was here at Muhlenberg. We're going to do 3-a-days. We're going to, and do stuff like that. Whereas you bring in somebody like Rob Flowers and he brings in more of a culture type change.
Yeah.
He's not looking to reinvent the way that things were. He's looking to bring a culture back to Muhlenberg in a way that it hasn't existed over the past couple of years. This used to be a powerhouse. This used to be a team back in the 90s. I mean, you could rattle off a whole bunch of names, and we rattled off one earlier today where, when's the last time that you, well, of course, now I lost my notes. But, I mean, we were talking about the 90s earlier.
Yep.
When it comes to how well this team has been doing and how well we've been seeing Cameron Small run, especially last year where he was over halfway towards the Muhlenberg record for career rushing after just one single season as a junior.
And that's crazy.
Which is very impressive and crazy to think about in that case. But, I mean, this was just an absolute dominance from Muhlenberg. The opening whistle, they ended up driving it 90 yards right off the kick. I'm not quite sure why you would decide to kick it to Fred Lacey, because he did the same thing to you last year and did the exact same thing. It was 7-0 before you batted an eye. 13 seconds into the game, they were right after it. Hey, and now we can hear Pat.
Okay, good. I'll grab Rob in a minute.
all right, so you guys are going to hear him right now. He's currently getting
We are, because I don't trust him to know how to mute the mic after he just unmuted it. So if you hear some whispering or some weird sounds, they're most certainly coming from Pat, and I'll try to talk over him as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, I'll turn him down. I'll turn him down a little bit too. Kind of help our case a little bit.
So my unofficial stats ends up throwing Baez with over 200 yards passing today. And you go back to what Rob Flowers was saying about how they need to be a more balanced team. They need to be able to throw the football. You can't finish, 3 spots out of last place when it comes to passing the football and expect good things to happen.
Yep.
All right, we ran into that. Again, I keep going back to 2 years ago because that's my frame of reference. That's when I called 10 games.
Exactly.
But that was a one-win team, right? You go back there and you look at all the changes that they made. They couldn't throw the football back then either. But now that you actually have a running back in Small,
all right, here we go.
Toss it right over.
How's it feel, Coach?
Oh, it feels great, man, to go 1-0, to win the opener. One of our program goals is to win the opener. Another one of our goals, man, is, to do it together. So it feels really good, man. I'm super proud of our young men for what they were able to accomplish here tonight.
I thought I saw a lot of maturity from your team in the second half. They grew up. Your quarterback grew up. Really mature. You were the better team. You came out second half, took care of business.
Yeah, we did, man. There's a lot of errors that we made, man. I think we finished the day with maybe 8 to 10 penalties, which is a lot. Several drop passes, several misreads. So these are all things that we got to make sure that we clean up so we can move forward in the right direction.
One thing I noticed, you said this at Media Day, Jeffrey Collado playing offensive line. You got Christian Cooley playing tight end. It's the buy-in by all these kids. It's incredible. Can you talk about that?
It's our community of winners, man. The buy-in is real. It's real from our kids, man. Like, you just mentioned two of the guys, man, with the biggest, man. Jeffrey switching positions, which is great. And then, Christian playing tight end, contributing in the pass game and the run game. So great this from our young men, man.
He's got some wheels, Cole. He almost scored.
He does not have no wheels. Stop that.
Come on.
He called a great pass. He came to the side. He's like, I'm so slow. We were like, yes, you know that. So just move forward.
Oh, your quarterback really threw the ball well, especially second half. Hit Mikey in that big seam, down the sideline, and then he hit Coley there. Had some really good moments. Ran the ball for a couple touchdowns. Great effort by him.
Yes, for sure, man. He definitely grew up here in the second half. He was definitely feeling a little nervous, I can say, in the first quarter. So between drop balls and then he threw some bad balls, but he definitely picked it up here in the second half.
I know. Other thing you said, weight room. I really noticed a physicality with you guys, linebackers, D-line. You guys really came upfield and tackled at a high level, I thought, today.
At times, man, the drives that we did not tackle, man, they got points. Did they finish with 14 or 20? 14?
Yeah.
So we got to make sure that we finalize those type of things because it's important.
Yeah, and, other thing was they shut down Cameron Small. Largely they're going 5-6 down linemen. They're really trying to shut it down. But then you got Mikey Miller stepping up. You got other players making plays, and that's got to make you feel good as a coach because Cam Small is going to always be there, but you got other players as well.
Absolutely, man. I was very happy to see our guys, that we want to get the ball to score touchdowns tonight. I'm super happy about that for the guys.
Coach, congratulations. We'll see you again.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Coach. Hey, good luck.
Now, thanks to Pat down there on the field. By the time that I'm done talking, he might wind his way all the way back up here. We can watch him. He's at the 20-yard line, so let's see how fast he can go.
At some point. We'll see him. You'll see a blue shirt just go across the screen at some point.
All right, so I've been told we do not have MVP of the game because we are away, but that is something that we will be bringing to you once we get back at Muhlenberg. So once we are back into the home grandstand and our own press box, all of our home games, we are going to have MVPs of the game for both sides of the game for both teams.
Yes.
So if we were at home, obviously next week when we are at home, we'll be able to do that back and forth. When we're at Daniel Boone. We will not have an MVP, but the rest of the season, we will have an MVP for both teams.
Yes, sir.
So that will be upcoming at some point in time. However, for every single game, we do have a new sponsor this year, and that is Advanced Comfort Specialists. And we do have a cool move of the game. And boy, oh boy, can we have multiple? I know that this is like cheating on the first day here, but I don't see how we can't have at least two different ones.
I give it that.
And I'm sure that Pat will probably agree with me. I'll let
Most
him
likely,
get up.
yeah.
I'll let him get up here before we talk about the cool move of the game, because I think that we probably had two or three, honestly, and two from the same person. So Pat's back up here. He might be a little winded.
A little bit.
But the Advanced Comfort Specialist cool move of the game. First one I will give to, because I think that it's impossible to talk about this game without talking about the opening kickoff, because it would be so easy to talk about the Mikey Miller stuff in-game, but this game doesn't get started without a 90-plus yard kickoff return for a touchdown 13 seconds into this contest. So for me, the first cool move of the game ends up going to none other than Fred Lacey for that kickoff return.
Yeah, it was incredible. Deja vu.
All over again.
All over, the year before. And he also had an interception. So
also
Fred
had the
Lacey,
interception.
Yeah, he didn't get any passes. I think maybe one or two passes. I can't remember if he got any passes thrown his way. But, yeah, he's the type of player that you get the ball in his hands, going to make plays.
And then this is where I cheat. The other cool moves of the game go to Mikey Miller. Mikey Miller, a 52-yard pitch and catch that he took to the house untouched, and then a 73-yard touchdown reception where he ran for caught the ball somewhere here around like the 40, 35-yard line, and just to the house, he was gone. So I kind of feel like I have to give it to two players, and for multiple reasons. But when you have a 52 and a 73-yard touchdown catches thrown in there, you kind of have to give one to Mike Miller. But then you also have to acknowledge how this thing started off, because I think, potentially without that play, this game takes place in a slightly different manner. Maybe Muhlenberg still ends up going away, winning by 20, 30 points or whatever at the end of the day. But that set the tempo for this entire stadium, that you're coming out, you're thinking there's no possible way that this is going to happen again, right? And then it happens again. So for that reason, I have to give two. Sorry. Does anyone disagree?
I don't think your sponsor will care.
I don't think our sponsor will care, because they're not giving them T-shirts or anything. We're just reading it off.
I think I'm fine with that. I mean, I think Mikey Miller, incredible. I mean, you got to realize he played almost a lot of the game on offense, and then he goes and plays defense. I mean, he's just a good two-way player. And I'm glad he got his moment tonight, because a lot of last year was Cameron Small. And not to take anything, he's a great player, but Mikey Miller is a really good player too.
I think that this does a lot of wonders going forward now too, because now you're showing the rest of the Lancaster-Lebanon League and the rest of Section 2 that, oh, hey guys, we can throw the football now a little bit. We can toss the pigskin around. Like, we got Mikey Miller on the outside. We have other weapons. So if you decide to dial in and put 6 in the box, or play a 46 defense, or throw 7 in the box, like however many you want to throw down there in the box to try to stop the run, we have Mikey Miller on the outside that's just going to run right past you. So
absolutely,
that's a fantastic thing to have happen here. So for that reason alone, for those reasons and the reasons beforehand with the kickoff return, those are the Advanced Comfort Specialist cool moves of the game. Brought to you by Advanced Comfort Specialists, specializing in all of your heating, cooling, and refrigeration needs. Make sure that you call Advanced at 610-224-9756 or go to advancedcomfortspecialists.com to make your appointment. Advanced Comfort Specialists, their passion is your comfort. And with that, I think we're about done here. You got anything else? I mean, look, Mikey Miller popped off 4 catches for about $147. Baez, he turned it on late. You can see the stretch here. Like, I have all the completions and incompletions marked in here. You could see what he started doing towards the second half a little bit, that he was 5 of 6. He struggled down the stretch there in the first half. He missed some plays, Mikey Miller dropping a ball. But outside of that, he turned it on in the second half, and Muhlenberg all the better for it, just running away with it.
Yeah, I think that, I think if you're Muhlenberg, you're happy, but you're not content. Coach Flowers brought it up, 8-10 penalties. Got to clean up the penalties. You got to clean up a couple of mistakes. Baez played really well second half. You got to think he'll play even better next week.
He did talk about the mistakes. I was shocked that he didn't bring up the INT.
He did not. But you got to feel happy, but you're not content. Keep going. Now you got a rivalry game. You didn't beat Reading last year. You didn't beat Reading the year before. So there's a chance to go 2-0 next week. The best part of being 1-0 is a chance to go 2-0. You get a chance to go 2-0. You win that.
Got a chance to go 3-0 against Boone.
You really got a really good chance to go 4-0.
Got a chance to potentially
make
it
4-0,
46 straight. Yeah, and you got a chance to potentially make it 46 straight games for Lebanon in 4 games. So, then you get into the meat and potatoes. You get the Governor Mifflin, you get the E-Town, you get the Exeter, you get the Ephrata, you got Conestoga Valley at the end of the year. Yeah, you run into your tougher meat and potatoes part of the schedule. But if you can rack up a 4-0 record to start off this season, you're already cooking with gas. And then you just need to find a couple of games in there. You need to win the squeakers. You can't lose to E-Town and OT. You can't lose those types of games. You need to be above the fray. You can't sink down to that level now. Now you are setting the standard. So we'll see exactly how all of that plays out. But as for us, we'll be back next week. We're at home, baby. First time in a while for Pat and I. First time in 2 years
I
for
would
Pat
not be
and
here
I.
next week. Sorry.
Honestly, it's almost the first time in a long time for the Muhlenberg football team. That's right, you won't be here.
I would not be here next week.
It's going to be you and DZ.
Who's DZ?
My father.
Yeah, Darren.
Oh, Darren's coming over. What about Exeter?
They don't have a game.
Exeter
They're
doesn't
going to
have a game.
Boyertown, and
Yeah.
Boyertown Exeter
likey.
relationship.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I will be at the Ohio State University to watch Ohio State versus Texas. 1 versus 3. I will be there.
Oh, yeah, you can't miss that game.
Go to the horseshoe.
Then I will be back for the last 8 games, plus
Lucky
maybe
us.
a playoff game.
Lucky us.
How incredible it would be if they made the playoffs and we called a playoff game.
Well,
That'd be incredible.
first things first,
Yes.
Reading High next week at home.
Hyperbole. You ever hear of it?
I have. I'm a communication major. Reading School District next week, 7 o'clock. We'll be on air sometime around 6:45-ish to bring that to you. But 45-14, your final score, week 1. They came in, they conquered, they came to Leesport and just absolutely knocked the snot out of the Panthers right literally from the opening kickoff. Again, they did it. So not enough good things can be said about this contest, and we'll save more for next week when they face the Red Knights at home. 7 o'clock kickoff again. We'll be on the air around 6:45. Anything else, Pat?
Nope.
And with that, we bid au revoir. So we will see you next week, 6:45 on air time. Again, apologies for the stream. Sometimes you run into just issues trying to get it up to the satellites from Starlink when you got a whole bunch of interference. So if it was choppy for you tonight, we apologize. Pat's voice was also choppy tonight, so hopefully that will also improve as we go along.
It'll all get fixed. All get fixed in time.
It will all be fixed in time. Hopefully when he comes back in 2 weeks, his voice is all fixed.
No, he's going to lose it again at that Ohio State
As well
game.
as the choppiness in the stream, because we're away for that game too. So hopefully we'll have all of this.
Yeah,
we'll have
that was horrible 2 years ago when we went there. Remember that? It was like 45 something.
It was.
Remember that? And I was like, I think they blocked 2 punts. It was like.
It was insane.
Oh, my God, it was so
right off the bat.
Oh, my God. So we should be able to go there and have a good game.
I think that we will this year. If all indications from this game, they keep playing like this, yeah, we're going to have a good time in 2 weeks when you're back. So but as for that, next week, me, DZ, 6:45, 7 o'clock kickoff against Reading right here on the Muhls Sports Network. Thank you to Jerry for throwing all of this together, as always. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Chris for producing, and I'm sorry, I forgot our camera person's name already. I'm terrible with names. Bradley for doing camera, and Pat for color, and for everyone else here, I'm Ryan Lineweaver. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us for Muhlenberg Mules football on the Muhls Sports Network. Brought to you by Birdie's Inn, where they remind you to have fun and be kind. Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group. Advanced Comfort Specialists supplying all of your HVAC needs. And Borelli's Creperie, Deli, and Market in Flying Hill. Join us all season long for Muhls Sports Network coverage of your Muhlenberg Mules. This has been a presentation of Jerry Gelliff Media. Good night.